Yeah. What's good, y'all? A little late tonight, but nevertheless, we always get it in. Um, just want to shout y'all out, whoever's tuning in, whoever's gonna pull up. Appreciate you. Remember, hit that like button, hit that share button, and please subscribe because this is content you're not gonna get nowhere else. So I'm just gonna wrap here for a minute while people come into the stream. Big news out there about the Giants releasing Blake Martinez. Now, people got to remember Blake Martinez. Blake Martinez is an Asian linebacker. He basically is coming off a major injury, a ACL, and he's probably not a fit for Wink Martindale's defense. So when you're thinking about it, why are Giants fans mad? Have you seen Blake Martinez play versus Austin Calitro or Micah McFadden or Darian Beavers? Remember, Darian Beavers was the one that was probably going to take Blake Martinez's job. So shout out to though. What's good, man? Shout out to Mac the Giants fan, man. Dude got an awesome podcast, man. Him and Adam, man. The NFC East roundup. Man, I tune in every week, man. That show is fire, man. Shout out to Mac the Giants fan. And shout out to Coach Ed, man. You know, this is one of my co-hosts, man, on my show Tuesday night, Heart of the City, man. This guy has a world of knowledge and he knows football, X's and O's, in and out. And shout out to my man Tudo. What's good, Tudo, man? Salute Paisano. Like this dude right here is a definite supporter of all content across YouTube, man. And shout out to my brother Levance. What's good, man? Much love and respect to you too, bro. Straight up, man. This is how we do it, man. BBK, Big Blue Crew. But back to Blake Martinez. So Blake Martinez is basically an Asian linebacker that people think that this guy was going to really come in and make a difference in Wink Martindale's defense. Wink Martindale has a different scheme from Patrick Graham. Remember, Blake Martinez was a perfect fit in Patrick Graham's defense, but this is a different defense. So, you can't fit a square peg in a round hole, as they say. So Blake Martinez was never here for the long term. I think the Giants did Blake Martinez a solid just signing him and restructuring his contract just to see if he had anything that could help this defense, but it was clear that he couldn't. Remember, he didn't play any in the preseason, and he didn't play at all. Basically, he didn't show anything in camp at all. So Blake Martinez is gone. Giants fans, just get over it, man. It's not that big of a deal, to be honest. I don't think Blake Martinez was going to make that big of a difference on his defense. The difference makers on your defense is Kayvon Thibodeau, Azeez Ojulari, Leonard Williams, Dexter Lawrence, and Xavier McKinney, and Adoree Jackson. Those are your difference makers. I'll say it again for you Giants fans, for all those that are listening. Your difference makers on defense are as follows. Kayvon Thibodeau, Azeez Ojulari, Leonard Williams, Dexter Lawrence, Xavier McKinney, Adoree Jackson. So if it's one of those players, I'm worried. But Blake Martinez, nah, not so much. The other big news is going around with the New York Knicks. and that's the whole Donovan Mitchell trade. Now, the Utah Jazz gave up a package, to say the least, for Donovan Mitchell, and Knicks fans are mad because they wanted Mitchell instead. But do you realize you would have had to give up Mitchell Robinson, probably, maybe even RJ Barrett? Because the first trade that I seen was that they had Mitchell Robinson and RJ Barrett in the trade. So now maybe they took that off the table and said, okay, give us RJ Barrett and Quickly, or RJ Barrett and Grimes, and Obi Toppin was going to be in the deal regardless. So I don't know why Knicks fans are mad. Like, for real, it's not that big a deal. Donovan Mitchell does not make you a top 4 team in the East. You got the Nets, you got Milwaukee, you got Miami, you got Boston. You could say Atlanta if you want to. So, but anyway, let's get into the football. This is what we're here for. Let's get into the football, man. Hit that like button. Shout out to people in the chat, man. Tudo, what's good, man? Wells, massive salute, big bro. Tudo in the chat. Brother Tudo. Big facts, brother. NYG22. Tudo. Italiano. Vero, Coach. Mac. Brother Wells, yo. God bless. Advance, hope you well, brother. Shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all support, man. I know this is a late stream, man, but I'm gonna give y'all some fire content tonight, man. If you guys just want to stay up and listen, man, you ain't gotta be in the chat or even come on the panel. Just straight up and listen to me, man, because I'm going over all 32 NFL teams tonight, and I'm gonna recap our Big Blue Crew fantasy draft. Oh, hello. I got somebody here. Coach, what's good, Coach?
What's up, bro? How are you?
I'm good, man. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Got watching my college games. You know me.
Nah, I feel you, man. That's what's up, man. Appreciate you coming on with me tonight, man. A little late, man, but
Always.
I had a lot going on tonight, man.
No, I understand. Life is life. So.
I am a full-grown man. I do have responsibilities outside of YouTube, so. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm always come through, man, and give y'all the best, most exclusive content on YouTube if I can. But I want to get in tonight. I want to kind of go around the NFL,
Mm-hmm.
and the way I want to do this is I want to go division by division, and just kind of give I'm gonna give a prediction. You don't have to, Coach, but I'm gonna give a record prediction for each team. I got it written down here. I did research on this, so like I said, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm actually out here doing the research and giving you the real content and not some media, whatever. So let's start off with the AFC West. Now,
Okay.
what's good, Big Pat? I see you. Um, the team I got winning the AFC West, and I went back and forth on this a few times. That's the Chargers. Now, I got the Chargers coming in at 12-5. And the reason is because I actually looked at their schedule, and their schedule is a lot easier than the Chiefs. And I know people don't like to go on schedule, but I'm just looking at the team and the schedule combined
Mm-hmm.
and how it all can fit in together. So with the Chargers, of course, you got Justin Herbert, still got Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, um, Austin Eckler. So with the Chargers, I mean, in defense, you got Derwin James, you got Bosa. The thing with the Chargers is going to be Well, I feel their weaknesses is their coach, actually. Now, coach, you can speak to this.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think their weakness is their coach. I think Andy Reid is a better coach. You know, Bill Belichick, um, uh, Sean McDermott from Buffalo,
Mm-hmm.
John Harbaugh from Baltimore. So I think their weakness is their coach, honestly. And they also have had a lot of injuries, much like our team too. So that
Mm-hmm.
could come back to haunt them as well. But what you think about the Chargers? I got them at 12-5. And Khalil
That
Mack, you're right, Pat.
um, I don't know. I think they're going to be battling it out with the Chiefs, most likely for the division. In
Yeah.
the AFC, I think they can be in the top three, maybe top four. No lower than four. Your point about the coach, um, I mean, he did fairly well last year. I mean, yeah, he doesn't have a lot of experience, but as a head coach, but he has experience as a coach in the league. So he understands the intricate aspects of being a coach in the NFL. So, and it's also a matter of his staff around him. As long as you have a good staff around you, even as a young coach, you're going to make your mistakes, but your staff can help you overcome a lot of your mistakes. So, um, in terms of the X's and O's, I mean, he understands the game. He knows the game. So it's just a matter of making sure you connect with your players and putting your players in the right position to succeed. So, and having a quarterback as Justin Herbert back there, that's half the battle in the NFL. So, as far as yeah, see, as far as coaches in the league, yeah, your argument is valid. But then again, you said Bill Belichick. The
Yeah.
I, I mean, yes, you don't want to bet against Bill Belichick, but it's also a matter of what's really going on in New England. Is it a smokescreen, or is it really issues over there? And until they go out there next week and play a game, we really are not going to know. So and if you look at all the teams in throughout the league, okay, Cleveland's head coach. Well, I mean, Cleveland is a toss up right now because of their quarterback, but
Yeah, because of the situation. Yeah.
their head coach is good. Is good. Mike Tomlin is good. It's just a matter if
Hmm.
he's going to put it together. Taylor with Cincinnati, he proved as a young coach.
Yeah. Sack Taylor.
So
Yep.
yeah, and like you said, Harbaugh. The AFC East right now is Buffalo. Miami has a new head coach, so even if they have talent, is he going to be able to put it together in his first year?
Right.
You
Mike
know,
McDaniels. Yeah.
yeah, the Jets are, they're headed in the right direction for the most part, but
Yeah, we're gonna get into that, coach, though, because we're gonna go team by team, but real quick, I just want to give my chat a shout out because it's blowing up. I'm surprised, man. Like people out here, man. Levance, brother, Pat, yo, what up? Tudo, big boss Pat, Tudo, Wells, got Pat, got Taj. What's good, Taj? What's good, brother? Tudo, I'm here. It's 5:10 here. We just finished the warm-ups and we're about to start the workouts. Just drop by to salute. Much love and respect. God bless everyone, man. Salute to you, man. God bless you too, Tudo. That's what's up, man. Appreciate you stopping by. Touch. Yes, brother, what up? Bookends, what's up, man? Bookends. What's up, y'all? Stop by to say hey, hit the like. Gotta go catch some Z's. Peace. That's what's up, man. Appreciate you showing your support, man, before you go to sleep. Brother Taj, what up? You want to hear analysis of the fantasy draft? Yeah, we're gonna get into that, Wells. Just hang tight for a little bit, bro. We're gonna definitely get into the fantasy draft, man. I think I won the fantasy draft, to be honest with you, but we gonna see what y'all think. Um, Brother Bookends, yo, Taj, what's up, bro? Peace and respect on my brothers. Tudo, Bookends. All right, we caught up. So, back to the Chargers, man. I do think that the Chargers is on the come up, but I want to see Justin Herbert in the playoffs. That's
Fair.
where I'm holding
Mm-hmm.
reserve on the Chargers right now. I want to see him in the playoffs because we've seen good quarterbacks, a la Peyton Manning, a la Aaron Rodgers, not be able to get it done in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? For
Mm-hmm.
whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? And we seen average quarterbacks in the regular season, a la Eli Manning, get it done in
Mm-hmm.
the playoffs. So we,
Mm-hmm.
we gotta we gotta we gotta make sure that we talking how we talking. You know what I'm saying when it come through. Let me pull this fantasy draft up real quick because these cats in the chat talking junk. Pat says NYG22 lies. Well, so you want to make a trade for Willis? Oh, okay. All right. Oh, I got you. I got y'all, bro. I got y'all, man. We're gonna pull it up. Let me see. Share
I don't know how
screen.
y'all can do that. I really don't know how y'all can do that.
Yeah. I mean, we do it though. I mean, it's fun.
It's counterproductive to me. But
Uh,
that's because I'm a Giants fan
right. I get it.
and I'm old school. I get it. I'm old school, so all right. So Zion did make it on the roster.
Mm,
So it's Slayer, Salyer.
man, trying to get this share screen up, man. I'm about to
Tyreek
show y'all
Elliott.
something. About to show y'all something real quick. I think here we go. I think that's it. Help me out, coach. Tell me what you're saying.
I mean, I
You
see
see
the
the
screen. Yeah, I
you see
see.
the fantasy joint? All right,
Yeah, I see
bet.
so.
All right, let's go. So, um, let's go to league. All right. So we're gonna look at Mr. Wells. All right, Wells. Here go your squad. Ball So Hard University. Mr. Wells going up against your boy, Unpopular Opinion Sports. Hit that like button. Um, week one. So Wells has a pretty good squad though. He got Justin Herbert. So now when you're looking at Justin Herbert's a good quarterback, but Justin Herbert doesn't offer you the necessarily the running ability that some other quarterbacks might offer you. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at Mr. Herbert here. So then we got Dalvin Cook, good pickup. I give you that one. Dalvin Cook is solid. We'll see how Minnesota's offense is used. They got a new head coach as well, so we'll see if they make any changes with the offense, and then maybe they want to go more downfield with um, Thielen and Jefferson. Then you got David Montgomery, Tyreek Hill, Juju Smith-Schuster, Darren. I like Darren Waller, but again, how's he gonna be using the offense with Josh McDaniels coming over? So when you guys draft, you gotta understand that coaches change too. So not just players. Drake London, Rams defense, that's solid. Mason Crosby, solid. Kadarius Tony, interesting. Okay. Went with KT right there. I got you, Wells. I got you, Kadarius. Because Kadarius Tony, I'm going to tell you. Kadarius Toney can be lights out. He's a wild card. He's a wild card because you don't know if he's on the field. You probably good money. You probably getting 15 to 20. If he's off the field, and he's getting zero. So, Chase Edmonds, Jarvis Landry, Tyler Higbee, Hines, Miko Hardman, and then Willis. So he says, I want to trade you Willis. Willis for who? Who are you trading? Who am I going to give you for Malik Willis? Somebody that I don't even know that's going to play. See, I'm only a fan of the game. I'm not I got you, Pat. I'm not just a fan of the team. When it comes to fantasy, man, I'm a fan of the game. And so I'm not about to I'm not about to trade any of my players for Malik Willis until I see Malik Willis is a solidified starter and out there playing and showing out. Now, let me go back to your team. Now, if you want to trade me somebody for Darren Waller or maybe even David Montgomery, yeah, I'll take that. But nah, not Malik Willis. I hope you didn't draft him thinking that I was gonna trade for you, because I'm not doing that. I know how to play fantasy football. I've been playing this shit for years. What's good, Pat?
Yo, you might as well stop because I'm gonna win the fantasy league. You see my squad?
Let's go to your squad real quick. Hold on.
Real quick, fella.
Let's go.
I think you and Coach are a dynamic duo. And what I mean by that, I want you and Coach to do a film review of the Giants every week.
Okay.
Y'all I think that show is gonna be dope. I want that to be y'all niche. That's gonna get y'all out there to get y'all channels up. Y'all can alternate or decide whose channel y'all want to do it on. But you two guys, I want you guys to do more content together. Not trying to tell y'all what to do. Y'all grown men. You two together are a dope team.
Appreciate that.
Of course, man. I appreciate that, man. You know what I'm saying? And I love having Coach on, man. Love having you on too, man. For real, man. Like, we get it in, man. For real, man. But let's get into this fantasy. All right, Pat. You see the screen?
I can see it a little bit because I'm on my phone.
I could blow it up for you. Hold up. See it better now?
Nah, I'm on my phone. I don't think it's gonna get any better. I'm on my phone.
I should have got a little bigger. Maybe not.
Yeah. All
right. So you got Joe Burrow, Najee Harris, J.K. Dobbins, Jamar Chase, A.J. Brown, Cole Kmet, DJ Moore. Got the Bucs defense. Got the best kick in the game, Graham Gano, Chris Godwin, Amari Cooper, Christian Kirk, Daniel Jones, Khalil Herbert, Brian Robinson, and J.D. McKissick. Wow. That's quite a team there. I will say.
I'll say this: Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase might take me to the championship. I don't know how y'all allowed me to get Burrow and Chase together, because all the stats that Burrow put up to Chase, I get double the points.
I got Chase in my other league, yeah.
Every time you score a touchdown together, that's 12 points.
I do like the fact that you got DJ Moore, because DJ Moore is a very underrated receiver. This guy,
he's number one in Carolina.
Yeah, this guy puts up numbers, man. He does, man. He puts up numbers, man. If Baker Mayfield is anything in that offense, then you're gonna see DJ Moore shine.
I hate that I got AJ Brown on there, but shit, AJ Brown put us some stats. I'm good. Deal with that, man. Now, my running back is trying. Besides Najee
I
Harris.
don't like your tight end, and the only reason I say that is because I think the Bears' offense is going to be doo doo, like hogwash.
Yeah,
You know
but
that, like.
Cole Kmet is gonna be the main target. Cole Kmet's the main
uh,
target.
yeah, we'll see.
I think Cole Kmet gonna give me at least 8 to 10 points a game.
Yeah, I tried to stay away from the Bears, Seahawks, them type of players, man, because
Oh, yeah,
the Texans, they gonna be
yeah.
bad. But nah,
But if Cole
this is
Kmet
solid.
50 yards a game, I'm cool with it.
This is solid. And I see you picked up Daniel Jones. And now let me tell you something. Like I say, I always say I'm not a Daniel Jones supporter, but I've had Daniel Jones in fantasy before. He's not that bad, but you got to know when to play him. Like,
Yep.
yeah, you got to know when the matchup is good. That Daniel Jones, because Daniel Jones is
Definitely
give
might
you that
play
running
him week,
ability.
depending on who Cincinnati plays week 2. I might be playing Daniel Jones week 2 against the Panthers.
Right. Because you gotta understand that Daniel Jones gives you running ability. So if Daniel
Yep.
Jones has one of those games that he break out for 95, 85, 100 yards, or even just score a touchdown, then you good money right there. Yeah, yeah, I like that. I like that. I like that strategy, man. Going with the running quarterback there for your backup, man. Um, so we're gonna look at my squad here. So popular opinion, sports. Um, Patrick Mahomes,
Nice.
Saquon Barkley, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Devontae Adams, Terry McLaurin, Dawson
Now,
Knox,
oh my goodness.
Amon Ross St. Brown, the Eagles
Shit.
defense, Robbie Gold, Tony Pollard, Brandon Ayuk, Mike Gesicki, Russell Gage, Isaiah Likely, and Daryl Anderson and Wandale Robinson.
I might start Isaiah Likely overnight because
I'm
Likely
thinking
gonna
about
get
it
the
too.
ball.
He's gonna be a beast, yo. I watched him in preseason. I was like, yo, dude, nice.
Yeah, he's
dude,
nice, man.
dude, nice, yo. Like, dude, nice. And the Ravens are gonna use him because they love that tight end. And if Andrews has to come out or gets hurt for any reason, he's gonna shine. He's gonna
But
shine.
you got Mahomes and Devontae Adams. Holy crap!
Yeah.
That's about at least 40 points a game.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And I'm gonna tell you what, Saquon Barkley is gonna,
Right.
because
That's gonna be tough.
I wanted to go. Somebody picked Dalvin Cook before me, so I thought about going. Let's look at the draft real quick if I can go to it. But yeah, I wasn't going to take Barkley, but I'm like, here we go, draft recap.
Yeah, that's a good pick because shit, we're gonna have to run the offense through Barkley.
Right. So I took
He gonna get
Adams and
receiving and rushing.
right. So when I came back the second round, there it was, right? I thought about this. Who I was going to take Najee Harris. I'm not gonna lie. I was going to take Najee. You took Najee Harris. I was going to take Najee Harris, and I was like, you know what? Because Barkley was probably like, I didn't want to chance it for him because he wasn't going to come back around to me. So I'm like, yo, I'm just going to take Saquon right here because I know he's going to get burned in this offense. I know it. We know it. We've been covering this team. So, like, when you covering the team, you automatically got an advantage because that's where you're going to get your money at because you know Saquon is gonna eat right here. Now, interestingly enough, you took Jamar Chase, Pat. I was going to take Chase. I'm not going to lie because I took Chase in my last draft. I was going to take Chase, and I said because my whole strategy was I'm gonna take a receiver, and then on the second round because I had the quick comeback right here, the snake draft. I was going to take a running back. That was either going to be Barkley or Najee Harris. I didn't want James Conner. I didn't want Leonard Fournette. You know what I'm saying? I might have took Chubb or even this guy right here, Javonte Williams, because I think he
Chubb
gonna
gonna get
ball
some.
out in Denver. Yeah, Chubb. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Swift. People sleep on Swift, man, but I don't
Gonna
trust
get
the Lions' offense.
some shit. That Swift and Amon Ross St. Brown, they gonna get the
Yeah,
no choice but to go through.
got to. You got to, man. For real, man. But yeah, what's up, Alex? What's good, man? What's good? Let me get to the chat real quick, man. I got to keep up like you guys. I'll give you Herbert and Willis for Mahomes and Knox. Hell no, crazy as hell. Hey, you guys got a great idea for you two guys for the show for the season. Yeah, we're gonna try to do that, man. I'm gonna get with Coach
But
man after the show.
I gotta head
Doing
off
that.
real quick. Just wanted to come on and show some support real
Oh
quick
yeah,
for you
no
guys.
doubt, man. No doubt, man. I came on late, man. I didn't want to be that late, man, but you know what I'm saying. Sometimes life gets in the way, so you know what I mean. But
Yep,
we're gonna
I'm
keep
out of.
grinding, man. We're
Yep,
gonna
I'm
keep
out of
grinding, man.
bro.
Yeah, exactly, man. And definitely appreciate you, man, showing your support, man. And you
Mm-hmm.
know, those if anybody's on this stream that hasn't subscribed to Big Pat Sports Talk, I don't know where you've been, but if you haven't, go subscribe.
Thank you guys, and y'all have a good stream.
Thanks, Pat. You have a good one too, man. Be safe.
Bye bye.
NYG, you still there? Oh, okay. He must have dropped off. So, you guys, he'll be on in a little bit. Sorry, I'm not a fantasy guy, so I don't understand the I understand the concepts. I'm just not a big fan of it. Um, but that's me. Never did get into it. So but those of you who do enjoy it, have fun with it. You know, go out there and win your chips, your bragging rights, whatever it is. So, um, and hopefully you guys will rep and have a good time with it. So, um, in the meantime, anybody have any questions or thoughts about what he was talking about originally with Blake Martinez? My thoughts are yes, it was interesting, but ideally, he didn't fit. He didn't fit the scheme. And you want to develop the young guys behind him. So, Wales, no, I did not watch Hard Knocks. It soured on me years ago. So, and it just
I know
it.
that.
Okay, just real
Nah,
quick.
go ahead.
Wells, it's just. I mean, I know it's supposed to be a reality show, and they don't give you the full storylines with everything. So but I mean, I followed the stories in the media, in articles, all that good stuff. But to sit down and watch it, nah. I don't even think I would watch it if the Giants were doing it because I don't want to see that, and sometimes it makes your teams look like a fool. So then I don't want. That's me. I just don't like seeing stuff like that. And as a coach, I mean, yeah, you're probably going to try and look at some of the things the other team is doing to get little indicators, but hey, they could also be putting out smoke screens. So, but again, if you guys love it, please don't enjoy it. Do you? So, all right.
Yeah, I don't. What are you talking about? The Hard Knocks?
Yeah, Hard Knocks.
Yeah, I don't. I don't
Yeah.
really care for the Hard Knocks. But let's get into some football, Coach. Now we talked about the Chargers, the AFC West. So now we're gonna get into the Kansas City Chiefs. Now I got the Chargers at 12-5 winning the division. I got the Chiefs coming in second at 11-6.
Lou would love that statement from you.
Yeah, 11-6, right? Back on my, way.
Uh-huh.
Yes, my bullshit. But Now with the Chiefs,
Mm-hmm.
I do think this is going to be a very, very good team. But I feel like the Chiefs are in a place, and a lot of teams like this, they don't necessarily get complacent, but they more or less look towards the postseason
Mm-hmm.
as more important than the regular season. So you may see the Chiefs give up a game or here or two in the regular season, which is why I got them at 11-6, um, right under the Chargers. But I guarantee you, this team's going to turn it up come postseason, and they
Mm-hmm.
ain't going to be nothing to mess with. And I don't care if they lost Tyreek Hill. Um, Andy Reid's still there. Patrick Mahomes is
Mm-hmm.
still there.
Mm-hmm.
Spags is still there. So
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna be right come postseason. What do you think about that, Coach? What do you think about the Chiefs? I got them
I
eleven
want.
and
I want to.
six.
I mean, Hill though is it intrigues me. I can't lie. I mean, I want to see what they're going to do because they don't have him. Because when you have that deep threat as a defense, you have to spy him. You at least have to have four eyes on him at all times.
Yeah,
So I am intrigued now. Maybe call me a homer, whatever it is, but Pops, I love you. Go out there and rep Rutgers and rep Jersey and do well. Don't sleep on Isaiah Pacheco.
mm.
He runs hard, and anybody who sees him, when you first see him run and you really study him, you're like, damn, this kid is physical. And he is. And I think he can actually contribute with the other running backs to enhance that offense and take away a little bit of the loss of Tyreek Hill. I still want to see who they have to stretch the field. So, and I agree with you. When you have Andy Reid, he's gonna scheme up a way to get guys the ball. Then you can't sleep
What
on
you think
Patrick
about Miko Hartman?
Hartman. I
Yeah.
mean, he's a good receiver. He's definitely a good receiver. So
Mm.
he can handle himself and do well. But again, Tariq Hill was
Yeah, he's special.
it's special, and he puts fear in defenses. So right now, how do defenses respond to him? Are they going to say, "Well, I'm not afraid of you, so I'm coming after Patrick Mahomes," and then do they get burnt? So that's but I'm not sleeping on Patrick Mahomes. There's no way. And Kelsey at tight end, nah, I'm not. And you still have Clyde Allaire back there. So
Yeah.
they still have, and they was it what was the receiver? Was it Juju?
Sky Moore.
Sky Moore.
They drafted Sky Moore. That's a kid I got my eye on, Coach. What have you seen? Because I know you watch a lot more college tape than I do. What do you think about Sky Moore? Because
I wanted him on the Giants.
me too, I did.
So I mean, I can't lie. I was surprised when we went Wandell. But in terms of skill set, I kind of thought they were the same. But I mean, Wandell has done it in two big conferences. I mean, and I have to respect
That's
that.
true. That's
Big
true.
Ten and SEC. You play in those two. You playing in the, and Sky Moore played in
He's out of Western Michigan.
Exactly. So, and then the MAC plays good ball, but it's not top level. So, but he's a shifty. He's dynamic. Can he grow? Because can he develop into that type of deep threat? Yeah, he can. So it's just he's a rookie. So I just have to wait and see. So again, I'm wondering, with KC, I kind of understand where you're coming from. Defensively, I want to see what they're going to do. We all know Spags from his time here.
Yeah.
So and what's his name? The defensive lineman.
Was it Clark?
No. What's his the interior? Is it Smith?
Oh.
I forgot his name, but you know what I'm talking about. Everyone knows
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, he's a beast. So he definitely causes havoc on the interior. So it's just what have they done around him? And losing the Honey Badger. I want to see what you're going to do in terms of replacing him because he
Yeah.
was a jackknife. He did so much for them. So that's why I can understand you putting them at 11-6 and in second place.
Mm.
So I mean, it
So
won't
they got
surprise me.
Clark. Carlos Dunlap. Um, and then they drafted Karlaftis.
Yeah, that's
Um,
right. That's right. That's right.
so I mean, yeah, they also drafted Leo Chanel. Remember, a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
wanted Leo Chanel.
Mm-hmm.
And they still got Nick Bolton and Willie Gay. So I mean, their defense isn't terrible. I mean,
No,
you know what I'm saying?
all they have to do is contain for the most part. I mean, they don't have to, go out there and be the 86 Bears or the Ravens. You just control the narrative and go out there and let your offense be the one that's Chris Jones. That's what I was talking about.
Chris Jones, yeah,
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 so
okay.
but yeah, they definitely have a good defense. Nick Bolton is a good linebacker.
Yeah,
Willie
he
Gay is
is.
serves. So I mean, they have some talent. They can definitely do some things. It's So I'm interested in what's their schedule like to start. What do they got? They got the Bears, the Commanders. Then they go to the. Then they
They
have the
got a tough
Packers.
schedule. That's what I'm saying. They
Oh
got to
no,
play
that's I'm
some.
sorry. That's preseason. That's preseason. They got the Cardinals, then the Chargers, then the Colts, and then the Buccaneers. So it's two. No, the first three of the first four are on the road. At the Cardinals, home to the Chargers,
Mm.
at Indianapolis, at Tampa Bay. Then they're home to the Raiders. So and they're home to the Bills. So I mean, we're gonna know right off the bat with them within to start the season where they're gonna be at.
Yeah,
So.
they got to play the They got to play the the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
They got
The
the
49ers,
Bucks, the
the
49ers,
the Titans,
Titans, the Bills.
the
So they,
Bengals. Yeah, they got
yeah,
they.
they got a tough road, and that's the main reason why I got them at 11-6. Not because I think they're going to fall off. I know a lot of people got them falling off, because of Tyreek Hill. I don't believe so. You still got Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, and you still got
Exactly.
good receivers and a good scheme. So they
Mm-hmm.
didn't they didn't lose any of their coaches. You know what I'm saying? Outside of Mike Kafka, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But I think Kansas City's gonna be all right. Now moving on to Denver. Denver, I got Denver at 10-7. Um,
Hmm.
I think I think Denver is going to be a scrappy team. Um, and I think given their offensive line, um, and the pieces they still got on defense, I know they lost Von Miller, but they still got Chubb. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they still got the kid in the back, and I think it's Simmons.
Hold on, I'll tell you in a second.
Let me. But yeah, they still got a decent squad. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
and they got on offense they got Cortland Sutherland and Jerry Judy. So then they got Javante Williams as the running back.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but what was I thinking about
Defense.
on defense?
You
It's
got
the safety, Justin Simmons. Yeah, I was right. Justin
Simmons and,
Simmons,
and Kareem
and
Jackson.
Kareem Jackson. Yeah. So then they got Patrick Surtain and Ronald Darby at the
Mm-hmm.
cornerback position. So
Yeah,
they they pr- they pretty much got a solid team already, and then you plugging in Russell Wilson with that defense. I mean, I mean, okay. So if you want to look at their offensive line, let's look at their offensive line real quick.
you got Garrett Bowles at left
Garrett
tackle,
Bowles,
Rosner at left guard, Cushenberry from LSU at center,
yep.
um, Mar- I can't say his name. Miners at the right guard and Billy Turner
Billy
at the,
Turner. Yeah.
So I mean, I get it. It's if they build some continuity, their offensive line can be serviceable, and it's a matter of the fitting into the scheme
I
and,
agree,
and
Wells.
executing.
I think Denver is gonna have a good season this year. I actually picked them as my sleeper team. If you go back and watch a couple of my earlier videos, I was doing a series where I went division by division, kind of
Mm-hmm.
like we're doing tonight, and previewing it and picking a sleeper team. But I never got to finish it. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to do the show tonight, because I'm like, okay, I still want to go and give my predictions division by division. You know what I'm saying? But um, Denver was my sleeper team for this division. And the reason why is because of the quarterback. I mean, when you plug in whatever people think about Russell Wilson, that's your own opinion. If you got any
Mm-hmm.
bias towards him, that's cool. But if you think about just plugging a Super Bowl winning quarterback into pretty much a ready-made roster that with Teddy Bridgewater went what 7-10.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't think Russell Wilson can get you from 7 wins to 10 wins with this roster? I think so. I think he can do it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm wrong, but we'll see. Solid QB and solid RB. Yeah, right. Williams. They sleeping on Williams too, the kid from North Carolina. What you think about him, Coach? Um, Javonte Williams from Carolina, the
Running
running
back.
back for
No, I mean
yeah.
Carolina always. Mac Brown gives you some good running backs. So and they when coming into the NFL, they're fundamentally sound. They know how to play the game. So, the little bit that I've watched of him, I think he's a solid running back. And he can handle and he can move the chains when necessary. Now I'm not going to sit here and say he's a bell cow. I just
Yeah.
I mean, but I mean, and behind him you got Melvin Gordon, so they have a pretty good running back depth. So he could, and I
He
mean
might be high.
you have them, like you said, third in the division where I have them last. And I understand about
Oh,
Russell Wilson,
okay. Yeah.
and it's just, I mean, it's a matter of this. Does their offensive scheme, complement their defense?
Hmm.
That's really what it's going to be within when you bring in a new quarterback. And Russell Wilson, yes, he's top in the leagues. I cannot sleep on him, but you still have to build a level of continuity. And
Hmm.
it's. I
That's
think
true.
it's going to take some time. I mean,
That's true.
okay, you got Seattle to start. You know, after Houston, you got Frisco, Vegas, Indianapolis, the Chargers. Then you have the Jets in Jacksonville. So I mean, looking at the schedule, yeah, I can see where they can have an opportunity to,
Yeah.
and like you said what 10-6. I mean, 10-7.
I got him at 10-7. Yeah.
I mean, I could actually see it depending on what they do in their division. It's
That's
really.
interesting because when I did these predictions,
Mm-hmm.
I actually took division record into consideration. And so what I
Mm-hmm.
did was I picked what I thought they would do in their division, and then I went off the division, and then I went through the rest of the
Mm-hmm.
games, excluding their division and seeing which ones they could win. So I actually got all 4 teams. This I don't know if this ever happened because I haven't been tracking stats like that, but I got all 4 teams finishing 3-3 in the division. I think they're going to. This division is so tough.
Mm-hmm.
I think I think they're going to even out in their
Mm-hmm.
division, and I think they're going to pick up their wins outside of the division. I'm talking about all 4 teams.
The one thing I always say about division, because you're right for the most part, but it's to me it's always who do you play before a division opponent and who do you play after it, and do you
Mm.
play multiple division opponents in a row, or for example, week 3, 4, and 5 for the week 4, 5, and 6. Actually, I'll give you week 3, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Frisco, then they go to Vegas. Then they host Indianapolis. Then they go to the Chargers. So that can also impact your division games too.
That's true.
How tough of an opponent did you play prior to them? How are you going to be beat up? So I get it. I understand. We're predicting, but I always look at. That's why I don't break it division and then do it that way. I just go game by game and I look at it.
Yeah.
And I look at the when the games are being played. Do you have a short week or do you have are you coming back from a bye? Mm-hmm. I factor in all of that, when I look at, your, trying to project or anticipate what your schedule is going to be.
Got you, Coach. But moving on to the Raiders.
The Las Vegas Raiders.
I actually got the Raiders at 10-7 too, and I know this is weird, but I can't put the Raiders. I can't knock the Raiders, man. They significantly upgraded, man, with their offense, man. The question is their offensive line. It is pretty much putrid. So I don't know how they're gonna get around that, but if they can get around that line, they're gonna score some points, man. They're gonna go up and down the field.
Exactly.
With Derek Carr and Devontae Adams and Renfro and company. What you think about the Raiders, Coach?
They were going to be their third for me. I mean, I do understand where you're coming from as far as them bringing up the rear because of their offensive line. I mean, looking at the projected depth chart, they really don't even have a right tackle right now. Projected.
I'm big on the trenches, Coach, and you know why? Yes. Because I seen it with the Giants. We had all these skill position players. Offensive line sucked, and we didn't do jack squat. You've seen it. So that's why I'm like, you better pump the brakes on Las Vegas real quick because that line don't look too good.
But don't forget, their head coach, for everything that he failed with Denver, I think he's probably going to, because of that resume, I think he'll do a little bit better this time around. So... he
does have experience.
He has a lot of experience. He knows the league. Like
I like Patrick Graham on the defensive end.
And see, that's what I was saying. Does your defense complement your offense? Or is it that, your one side of the ball is making up for the other? And that's going to really be the key because, looking at their defense, they have some decent pieces. Max Crosby... Chandler Jones at both at the ends. You have good cornerbacks and Nate Hobbs and Rock Ya-Sin. So, breaking down their whole defense, it's okay. They have some, so again, like you said, it comes down to their offensive line. So, hey, you might be right. Based on their offensive line, they might end up having to bring up the rear.
They got Jackson Barton, Lester Cotton Sr., Jermaine Elu, I don't know how to pronounce that, Andre James, and Colton Miller. And then they drafted Thayer Mumford, Dylan Parham, and John Simpson. Man, not a good group. My opinion.
No, it's not. They have the skills. We all will agree. They have the skills. There's no denying that. But like you said, it's what do you do with that offensive line? If their offensive line can develop and be halfway decent, then with this whole division, I could see every last one of them winning it. And every last one bringing up the rear.
Right, I can too.
That's the funny thing. That's the funny thing. It's
Shout out to Wells on paper. Definitely the toughest division in NFL. I agree. Definitely the toughest division in NFL, man. the AFC West, man. For real. Shout out to them teams, man.
It's to me it's
Think it's a tougher division? Go ahead with
no,
it, coach.
it's
unpopular opinion sports,
no,
man.
No,
It's
it's not that. It's just I never sleep on the AFC North. That division is just.
I agree.
It's always on paper. Yes, Wales is right. If you just go based on paper, but the AFC North. I mean, Pittsburgh is always going to be tough, even if they're going to bring up the rear. Baltimore, Cleveland. I mean, we all know they have a good defense, but what's going to happen with their quarterback? That's really what it boils down to. Cincinnati just coming from playing in the Super Bowl. So, it's to me, it's like they're 1A and 1B. Let's put it like that. They're 1A and 1B.
So let's get into the AFC North. While we at it, because we're going division by division, man.
Mm-hmm.
Cincinnati, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, this is just my opinion, but I think Cincinnati gonna come back to earth a little bit, and I got them at 10-7. I do not have them winning the division. I actually have Baltimore winning this division at 11-6. I got Baltimore at 11-6, and the reason being is basically Baltimore is a balanced team. They have a good enough offense to beat you. Now, they're not going to go up and down the field like a Kansas City or Buffalo, but their running game is unmatched because they have the quarterback, they have the line, and the running backs to match. So, and they have a good tight end. We just talked about the tight end and the backup tight end, Isaiah Likely. So I think Baltimore ultimately is going to take this division. Now, the sleeper team I actually had in this division was the Pittsburgh Steelers because of Mike Tomlin. You just do not lose with Mike Tomlin. You don't. They don't lose. I think it's his entire career, 15 years. He has not had a losing season. That is ridiculous. So I'm not going to pick the Pittsburgh Steelers to lose. I got them at 9-8. I got Cleveland at 7-10. Only because, the quarterback, he's not going to be playing for 11 games as it stands now. And I don't think they can overcome that with Jacoby Brissett, not in this division. So to recap, Baltimore 11-6, Cincy 10-7, Pittsburgh 9-8, Cleveland 7-10. What do you think about that, Coach?
I can see Cleveland bringing up the rear. I actually believe Cincy's going to come in third.
Ooh, okay.
I think it's going to be Baltimore. I think it's going to be Baltimore and Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin is going to get those boys going, and the sleeper for the whole thing with Pittsburgh, you're going to start with Mitchell Trubisky, but I think probably mid-season, maybe after week 6, I think Kenny Pickett's going to take over. I think he's going to sit. And I think he knows Pittsburgh. Played at the University of Pitt. He's built for it. He, in Pittsburgh, when Pitt practices, the Steelers are usually right there. They practice in the same facility. They play in the same stadium. So he understands the culture. And Mike Tomlin is going to groom him. Remember, he had a rookie quarterback before when he was winning.
Yeah, he did.
Big Ben. And what did they do? Good running game, which they have a very good running back, and strong defense. And all you have to do from time to time, we've all seen what Chase Claypool can do. You got now George Pickens, so they have
Johnson.
They have a good tight end with Freiermuth. Their offensive line is nothing to sleep on. I'm not going to say it's the elite of the elite, but
it could use some work. But
yes,
yeah.
but it's serviceable, and that's where the running game comes into play. When they
Yeah.
run the ball, it gains a level of confidence, which, like you said, Cincinnati is going to come back down to earth. And maybe I'm wrong, but I I just I see Cincinnati, like you said, taking a step back, and let me look at their schedule too.
Yes. Since he got a rough schedule,
And
man.
that's the other thing. When you
Woo!
win, I mean, of course,
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. You're at Dallas. All right. Jets, Miami, at Baltimore, at the Saints.
Yeah.
Atlanta, Cleveland. When you play in this division, they're all tough. They're always tough. So you're at the Titans, Kansas City. So at Tampa Bay, at New England,
Tampa.
Buffalo.
Woo.
And again, so it's.
Jeez.
If you look at that, it's like, okay, Cincinnati, that's why I say, okay, I can see Pittsburgh making a push, and we all know right now the AFC is a very tough division, across the board. So, I'm expecting it, to be, and like I said earlier, I mean, when do you play your toughest games? I mean, you start out at Cincinnati for the Steelers. You got New England coming in at the Browns, the Jets coming into you at
That should be a
Buffalo.
win. Yeah.
So it's
Tampa, Miami, Philly.
the battle of Pittsburgh. I mean, of Pennsylvania at
That's
Philly.
it.
That's always a brutal game. So so it's
Then they got the Falcons. They got the Panthers.
exactly
Got the Raiders. Yeah. So they could sneak out some games.
Exactly. So that's why I said coming in second. I can see them definitely coming in second. And Cleveland, we all understand Cleveland. Unless that defense plays lights out,
Yeah.
and they hold the
I
fort.
will say one thing about Cleveland, coach, is I think, as weird as it sounds, I think they can have a top 10 offense and a top 10 defense on the lines as far as the offensive line and the defensive line is concerned, because their offensive line is superb. And their defensive line ain't bad either. What you got, Miles Garrett, and I think, do they got Clowney? I think they still got Clowney. But
Janavian is there.
Clowney, yeah. So I mean, their defensive line ain't nothing to sneeze at,
Their
and
linebackers
neither is their
are
offensive
decent.
line.
Their linebackers are good. Defensive backs are decent. So Cleveland does have a good running game with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. So that's really what it's going to be. Like you said, can Jacoby Brissett hold fort?
Right.
Through the first 11 games, and then what is Deshaun going to give you when he comes back? And then
That's
on the
the
flip
question.
side, let's just say Cleveland is playing well when he's scheduled to come back. Do you and Jacoby is playing a hell of a season. Do you sit him? So it's a catch-22. But I'm with you. Yeah, Cleveland I see bringing up the rear, 7 wins. Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that. But I'm with you in Cincinnati taking a step back, and Baltimore. Baltimore is just. They got that defense, and they have a hell of a rushing attack no matter what. So
Yeah, I like the Baltimore Ravens for this division. I just, like I said, man, I think Lamar Jackson is coming out. He's gonna have something to prove. He hasn't got the contract that a lot of these other quarterbacks are getting, despite having an MVP season under his belt. And I just feel like the Baltimore Ravens are gonna be one of those teams that nobody wants to play, man, come December, January. You know how I go, coach, man. Those beat 'em up teams, man. They don't want to see them boys, man. They not gonna want to see them, man.
exactly.
So I do think Baltimore got this division, but let's move on to the AFC South. So with the AFC South, I got Yeah, I got it. The Colts winning this division. I
Mm-hmm.
only got them at 10-7. Um, I got the Titans at 9-8. I got the Jaguars at 6-11. The Texans at 4-13. Now, let's start with the Colts. So the reason the Colts I got winning this division is because I think they're the most balanced team
Mm-hmm.
overall as far as
Mm-hmm.
offense, defense. I do not like Matt Ryan. I'm on record as saying that, but I don't think he can screw it up. I don't think he can do worse than what Carson Wentz did last year. Carson Wentz was on the verge of getting them into the playoffs. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
think Matt Ryan can do any worse. And given the other teams in their division and given the fact that they got Jonathan Taylor and they got one of the best offensive lines in football,
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any of these other teams really being able to match what the Colts
Mm-hmm.
have out there. Now, I was on the Titans until I took a deeper look at the Titans and I looked at their
Mm-hmm.
offensive line. And notice the theme here, Coach. I'm big on offensive line here because I've seen the Giants' offensive line suck for so many years. So I'm looking at like these teams and why they're good, and I'm looking at the lines. And yeah, I don't see it with Tennessee. We talked about it last night on G Nation show. Shout out to G Nation, Big Pat Sports Talk. We talked about it on their show last night, and
Mm-hmm.
all of us had Tennessee losing to the Giants game 1, and it's because of their line.
Mm-hmm.
It's because of that line, and they just lost their best pass rusher for the
Mm-hmm.
season.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it working out too well for these guys. So ultimately, and Houston just doesn't have their roster is awful. I looked
Mm-hmm.
at the roster; it's just not good. And Jacksonville, they may surprise some teams, but they're not going to be enough of a surprise to actually challenge for this division. They're a few years away, but they're on the come up. What do you think about this division, Coach?
I'm basically with you in terms of everything. Um, exactly the same way. Indianapolis is the class of the division, and then it's Tennessee, and that's only as long as nothing happens to Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
Um, if
yeah,
if something happens to Derrick Henry, then I think Jacksonville slides ahead of him. And because right now teams are going to do what I'm expecting the Giants to do right off the bat is load the box and force
yeah,
him. Robert Woods is coming off of an injury, and like you said, right now, passing wise, you just have to be mindful of Austin Hooper. You know, um,
yeah.
right
And
now
then they got
they don't even
Trayvon
have.
Burks. They got the rookie Trayvon Burks.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much their leading receiver. They're counting on a rookie. Yeah, so I don't
On their depth chart, the depth chart I'm looking at, they
against
got him
Adoree
second.
Jackson.
They got him second on the depth chart right now.
They do. Oh,
They
okay.
got they got Nick Westbrook, Icon, whatever his name is. They got him and as ahead of him. So
Oh,
and
wow.
with their, I mean, they even have two guys fighting for left guard, two guys fighting for right tackle. So that's why I'm with you as far as the offensive line. Load the box, make Ryan. We all know make Ryan Tannehill beat you on a consistent basis, and see what it is, and you get pressure on him and smack him around. Then he's just going to put the ball in harm's way, just like every other quarterback when you smack him around. So
Yeah.
it's really just take away their running game. Don't let them get going with the running game. As long as you do that, so. But I'm with
Mm,
you in terms of Tennessee. They're second. The Jags are right there behind them, and the Texans are bringing up the rear. They're going to be fighting for one of the first or second pick. That's how I see them.
yeah, I agree, man. Texans just don't have a lot. They just don't have a lot on their roster, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you're counting on David Mills take that next step.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we don't know. You know, we don't know what Davis Mills has to offer. And I mean, you got Brandon Cooks as your wide
Mm-hmm.
receiver
Mm-hmm.
one, and then you have who was this? Nico Collins and then Chris Moore. And they drafted
Mm-hmm.
John Mechie the third.
And
So
he's coming off of an
coming
injury.
off an injury. So yeah, I don't see a lot there from the skill position. They drafted this kid Damian Pierce, and he's supposed to be a good player,
Mm-hmm.
but we'll see. On the defensive end, Malik Collins,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's solid. They drafted Derek Stingley Jr. But outside of that, it's not really a whole lot. I'm not seeing a whole lot there
Yeah.
with the Houston Texans. So yeah,
Shaquille Griffin,
yeah,
does he still have it from when his time in Seattle? I mean, Devin
yeah,
Lloyd is the rookie,
yeah.
so yeah, it's it's again they're in the third spot. We both agree with that. So
Yeah, yeah. Matt Ryan with a good line. It could work. It could work well. But I will say this: is it gonna work to get them into a Super Bowl? I think
mm-mm.
most NFL fans agree the Colts should make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see them going anywhere. They're kind of in that mode of a Dallas Cowboys. I mean, where yeah, they might be good
But
enough to get in, but are they going to do anything in there? And it's because they have a limited quarterback, I believe, that can't take them over the top. You know, see, when you win in the NFL, you got to have a dominant defense
mm,
or a dominant offense. And if you just have good enough on both ends, but you don't really have that X factor to put you over the top, it's gonna be hard for you to really get to the championship. You can get into the dance, and you can maybe win a game or two, but are you going to be able to go to the top? You know, and you think with the Giants, just speaking on our team real quick, we had that dominant defense to take us to the top, and we also had that X factor that was Eli Manning that got
mm-hmm.
us there. So your quarterback, and you're gonna have to have pretty much one side of the ball that's really really good. It could be the offense, a la Kansas City or you know a team like that, where the offense pretty much carried them to the Super Bowl and they won. But that defense wasn't no slouch either.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta have balance, but you ultimately gotta have. If the quarterback can't carry you, you have to have an all-time defense, pretty much like the Baltimore Ravens did back in the 2000s. Um, so let's transition real quick to the AFC East, and
Mm-hmm.
this is an easy one right here for me. Buffalo,
Mm-hmm.
they're pretty much class of this division. It's not close in my opinion. People can argue Miami, but you can say Bill Belichick, but I just don't think they have enough talent, and the Jets are rebuilding. So um, Buffalo, I got them at 13-4. I got Miami at 9-8. I got New England at 8-9, and I got the Jets at 7-10. Now, New England and Miami, they could flip positions. I
Mm-hmm.
think they're really, really close. Um, the Jets, given their quarterback situation right now, Zach Wilson is hurt, and also the fact that Their offensive, they lost their left tackle. I mean, I know people are not making a big deal of it, man, but dude was a top 5 pick, top 10 pick for y'all. So for the Jets, and he's not playing, and I just I don't see it with the Jets. I would like the Jets to do good, but I don't see it. I can't be a homer on this one. So I do got Buffalo. You got Josh Allen. I mean, Buffalo is one of, I think, 2 teams that can potentially have a top 5 offense and a top 5 defense, and the other one is the Los Angeles Rams. And we'll get to them in a minute, but Buffalo, if you got a top 5 offense and defense, and if you got a lights out quarterback, it's a wrap, man. I got them at 13-4, 9-8 for Miami. Tyreek Hill, we'll see what Tua does. I don't know what their coach is. I mean, he's new to the game. I mean, as far as a rookie head coach, but I do have Miami at 9-8, New England 8-9. Now, what New England is their offense. What are you going to get from Mac Jones in his second year? And not only that, but how is this offense going to function with the loss of Josh McDaniels? Now you got Joe Judge and Matt Patricia taking over. So that's the major question with Patriots. I know Bill Belichick is a top-notch coach, which is why I wouldn't put them in a basement of the division. And I do think they can max out and get 9 games. But that's about it, man. As far as New England's concerned, I just don't see it right now with them. But what do you think about this division, Coach?
In terms
Shout
of
out, real quick. Miami going to surprise NFL fans. Yeah, they could. They could if Tua turns out. Miami fans are waiting on Tua like Giants fans are waiting on Daniel Jones. So we'll see if Tua breaks out. We'll see if Jones breaks out. If either one breaks out, that's going to be a surprise team of the NFL. I'm going to tell you right now. If the Dolphins break out with Tua and he shows out, they're going to surprise teams in the NFL. Shout out to Wells. I could say the same thing about the Giants. If Daniel Jones breaks out for whatever reason and shows people that he ain't what people think, the Giants are going to be that team that's going to be 11-6, like Lou say. So, it's a lot of these teams are fringe on the quarterback play, but right now, given the question marks, I got them at 9-8, and yeah, they could possibly win 10 games. Now, man, we'll see with Miami. We shall see. Big time shout out to NYG, big time shout out to brother Ed. Much appreciation for you, for your valuable time in life, man. I appreciate you too, Levance, and I appreciate you tuning in. I know we late, man. You know what I'm saying, but hey, man, we out here, man, and I'm happy to have Coach on the stream with me, man. It means a lot to me. You know what I'm saying. Anytime I have a guest, man, I'm much appreciative. New England is fucked. just cussing the office. Yeah. I think that's gonna be an issue for him. To be honest with you,
I agree too. And in terms of position, Buffalo far and away class of the conference for the most part. Well, I don't want to say class, but they're basically in that top spot. The Dolphins, we know, rookie head coach and the quarterback, like you said, the same as for the Giants. So, what are you going to really get? The offensive line is okay. Like you said, New England. To me, it's all about the offense and their offensive line and the play caller. The Jets, their offensive line, I think, is going to be a lot better than what people think.
I think so too.
And to be honest with you, I think they have the better left tackle right now playing. Dwayne Brown is a vet. I know he's 35, 36 years old, but he knows how to play the position and he knows how to handle himself. You got Lakeland Thomason, who's another vet, so they're going to hold that left side down.
Elijah Tucker.
Exactly. So, the whole key is really going to be the center. So their offensive line, if they can hold up, and open up the holes for Michael Carter and Brees
As
Hall.
Connor McGovern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they have on the depth chart. So it's yeah, we can sit here and say about Joe Flacco. It's Joe Flacco. So what are you going to get from Joe Flacco? Are you going to get those stupid throws that he sometimes gives you, or is he going to be able to sit back there if they keep him clean, sit tall, and give you good passes? Decent tight ends. We already know what the receivers are. They have decent receivers. So
Yeah, it ain't bad, man. I like Elijah Moore, man. I do.
Exactly.
I like Elijah Moore.
So all three of them, to me, like you said, the way you have them ranked is I don't see anything wrong with it. But can I see the Jets finishing number 2 with these three? Yeah, I could. So and
Possible.
Could I see New England finishing number 2? Yeah. So, and can I see all three of them finishing in the bottom? Yeah.
Yep.
I wouldn't count them, like you said. I wouldn't count New England because of Bill Belichick, but right now, in terms of projection, yeah, you're on point with terms of the projection.
That's what's up, man. So to recap real quick for the AFC before we move on to the NFC, man. Shout out, man, to those still rocking with us. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The AFC West, the Chargers 12-5. I got the Chiefs 11-6. Denver 10-7. The Raiders 10-7 as well. AFC South got Indianapolis 10-7. Tennessee 9-8. Jacksonville 6-11, and Houston 4-13. AFC North, I got Baltimore 11-6, Cincinnati 10-7, Pittsburgh 9-8, Cleveland 7-10, and AFC East, Buffalo 13-4. I got Miami 9-8, New England 8-9, and the Jets 7-10. So looking at that. Those standings, what is it? Is it 7 teams now, Coach?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 7 teams in the playoffs.
So we're going to circle Indianapolis.
They'll be the number 4 seed.
Yep. Chargers, Kansas City, Baltimore, Buffalo. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got to pick number 6 and 7. Being that all the records are tied, because you got the Raiders, you got the Bengals, and then the Broncos. They're all tied at 10-7. So we got to pick 2 out of the 3.
It's always going to come down to. It's always going to come down to. Wait a minute. It's going to come down to, I think, within your conference, and then common opponent. I think it goes common opponents. I have to double check. So, being that you said within the AFC West, everybody's 3-3.
Yeah.
What do you have? Who's it?
Cincinnati. Cincinnati. I got them at 4-2.
So they basically are gonna. They're gonna go in over.
They're gonna
one of those 2.
One of those, and then I probably have Denver over the Raiders. So that's the 4 teams. We're gonna go Chargers. Well, first of all, it's gonna be Buffalo. That's 1 seed, and then you got Chargers at 2, and then you're gonna have Baltimore at 3,
Indianapolis at
4, and then you're gonna have
the Chiefs.
The Chiefs at 5, Broncos or Cincinnati at 6, Broncos at 7.
7. Yeah.
Yep, that's it. So that's what we got. y'all. We got first Buffalo, uh then we got the Chargers, and then we got the Ravens, and then we got the Colts, then you got the Chiefs, then you got the Bengals, then you got the Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the AFC preview. Like, share, subscribe, man. We late night, we rocking, man. Me and the coach, Coach Ed, man, and shout out to Coach, man. And please go subscribe to Coach's channel. Coach, shout out to your channel, man. Plug your channel in real quick. Tell the people where they can find you at.
It's Coach Ed's Amazing World of Sports. Um, that's pretty much it on YouTube. I mean, I just go on there and I try to cover all aspects of sports. Not just football. It's baseball. I did a little bit of touching on women's basketball in welcoming Rutgers' new head coach, and broke down one of the Liberty players with her phenomenal play that she made. I'll do every sport: basketball, college sports, which is my number one love, especially college football. I'm waiting for the baseball season and playoffs to start to really get into it. I mean, I admit I don't dive into the baseball regular season because I'll be honest, it's just so long. So
Yeah, it is.
I
It's a
mean,
lot to keep up with.
we could talk about right now our Yankees, how they're stinking up the place after starting so hot,
Yeah,
but
they look like hot garbage. I'll be honest
yeah.
with you.
I mean, it's everything. I try to touch on everything as much as possible. Shout out to Serena. Thank you for all she's done. For tennis, for being an inspiration to so many for young women who wanted to go out there and chase their dreams and follow their dreams and go out there and work hard to be the elite. So but I'll be touching on that a little bit later. So
That's what's up, man. And I appreciate you, man. I appreciate your content, man. And I I do like when you talk college football because that's a sport that I'm not that familiar with. I'm familiar with a lot of sports, man. I'm actually I'm gonna be showing y'all something. You know what I'm saying with other sports, but we gonna tease that real quick. But
mm-hmm.
shout out to Wells. He says you got the Jets winning 7 games in YG 22. That's generous. Yeah. Um, the Jets, much like the Giants, I don't think they can get much worse. I mean, you got to come out of the basement at some point. Like you got to do better.
Mm-hmm.
I think they got a good offensive line, like Coach said. I love the running back. I got him on both my fantasy team, Brees Hall. Um, I do like the defense, and I don't think the Jets. I just don't think the Jets are going to roll over. Now, the quarterback, yeah, you could say it's iffy. We don't know. We don't know, much like Daniel Jones. But here's the way I look at the NFL landscape. And we're going to get into the NFC real quick. But let me just give people a little peek into how I think about things. You're only gonna have so many bad teams. Then you're gonna have a bunch of teams that's middle of the pack, and then you're gonna have teams that's elite. The Jets will probably be around that middle of the pack team. Not that bad, but not good either. So that's why I got them at 7-10 because you got teams that are bad. You got Houston, you got Seattle, you got Atlanta. I think Carolina's gonna be bad. I think Chicago's gonna be bad. So um, you gotta understand that the NFL does not go year to year with the
Mm-hmm.
same teams being poor, and that's where you gotta come out with projections, like projecting a team to do good
Mm-hmm.
or projecting a team to not do as good as they did the previous season. which is why I got Cincinnati taking a little bit of step back, and also Kansas City and in the AFC West. Kansas City not so much, but definitely Cincinnati and definitely Tennessee. So, but let's get into the AFC West. So we got the Rams here. I got the Rams here at 13-4. I mean, again, much like Buffalo, they probably going to have a top 10 offense and defense if everything pans out for them. They lost some players, but they didn't lose the main players, which is Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey. You got Matthew Stafford, of course, and you got Cooper Kupp. So I don't see that much of a drop off with the Rams. Their division is or was tough, but given Seattle's issues and the Cardinals, I don't think are going to be that good this year. So the rundown. 49ers, I got it 10-7. 49ers could easily be 11-6 or even 12-5. But we don't know what their quarterback is going to be. We don't know what Trey Lance is going to be. But even if Trey Lance sucks, they still got Jimmy G. So I'll give them 10-7. Arizona, I got them at 7-10. I don't know. They have a chance to be better than this, but I don't think their line's good. I mean, they got Will Hernandez starting on the line, coach.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. All right.
They got old Willie over there starting for them at I think right guard or something like that, and they got our other old buddy Justin Pugh. And so I don't fancy Arizona's line.
Wow.
And then the whole thing with Kyler Murray and all his drama. I think Kyler Murray's a good quarterback. I'm not buying the whole playbook thing. I mean, coach, you kind of opened my eyes up to that it might just be a slight at the guy. But given all that, I don't see it with Arizona. I don't see it. In Seattle, they're probably gonna be the worst team in football. I mean, they got two rookies on the line. I think Abraham Lucas and Charles Cross starting. And then they have Geno Smith at quarterback. It's going to be a long season for the Seahawks. I think they're tanking to try to get Bryce Young or CJ Stroud. So to recap, AFC West, Rams 13-4, 49ers 10-7, Cardinals 7-10, Seahawks 2-15. How you got it, Coach?
49ers, I think they're going to be like 11-6. But that's about it. Arizona maybe 8-9. I mean, but yeah, it's in that range. Tops 9-10. I mean, I don't care if they start out hot right off the bat. They always seem to fizzle out. And to me, that's not even the talent on the roster. That's coaching.
Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah, so I mean, he was average as a college coach. He was average. So, I mean, okay, he's a great offensive mind, but there's so much you can do, and I mean, looking at their schedule, you're playing KC, Vegas, the Rams, Philadelphia, New Orleans.
Whoosh.
You're going to Minnesota, of course, Frisco, Denver. I mean, Tampa Bay. So, yeah. I mean, 7-10, I can understand.
7-10.
8-9, 7-10 is about right. And I don't think they're going to start off. I mean, Kansas City, at Vegas, and the Rams to start.
It's probably 0-3.
And then you go to Carolina, and then you got the Eagles coming to you. So
1-5,
1-4, 1-5,
1-4. I mean, yeah, 1-4.
So it's like, and I'm going to be honest. Can they really beat Carolina? Especially if they start 0-3. Does it start to do they start to argue out there? Going into Carolina. I mean, and you're coming across country. It's not Carolina coming to them. You're coming to the East Coast.
They're going to okay. What's your outlook on the 49ers real quick? Because the 49ers is a team that, it's a little bit of an enigma, so to speak, because you got Jimmy G, and then they got Trey Lance. So they bringing back Jimmy G. They sign him to a contract. And you got Trey Lance, and nobody seems to know what Trey Lance is. So what do you think about the 49ers, and how do you think that impacts their record directly? Because that's kind of why I got them at 10-7. You said you had them at 11-6. So I'm interested to see what you think.
Trey Lance has talent, and it's how you nurture him and develop him. I mean, he has a good coach. He does have a good coach. So, and if they do what I think they're going to do, they're going to run the ball and play good defense and not let him beat them. He just be a game manager, And if he does that, and let him develop, by season end, then that's a different story. But that's one of the reasons why I think I mean, you have some decent talent, and they can run the ball. I mean, and that's the biggest thing. They can run that ball, and and then you have you have decent defense. Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead. I mean, so you can get after the quarterback, with their defense. So. And Drake Jackson is definitely going to help them on the defensive line.
Yeah. I wanted him for the Giants. Drake Jackson, yeah.
And what's his name? What's the fullback? Juszczyk, and you got a decent tight end and Debo. So it's you there's so much you can do with that offense. And all Trey Lance has to do is be a game manager. And
they also got Fred Warner.
Yes. So if Trey is having a hard time, you can still come back to Jimmy G, and that's a good. I don't care what anybody says. That's a good scenario to have. I mean,
right?
Is he as talented as whatchamacallit? No, but I mean he's experienced, so and. They're all familiar with each other, so they were halfway decent. They were good last year for the most part.
And I'm gonna tell you something else, Coach. The 49ers got the best left tackle in football, Trent Williams, hands down. So you're not going to just bum rush the 49ers. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Regardless of what Trey Lance is, I still got them at 10-7. Even if he stinks. You know what I'm saying? Because that team is just so good. That team was winning games with Nick Mullins. I remember that. They came into the Giants and bust our ass with Nick Mullins. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? These boys ain't playing around. They know how to play football.
Exactly.
49ers is a solid team, man. We'll see what the whole Jimmy G situation pans out or whatever. But let's go to the NFC South. You got to give it to Tampa. I mean, even given their offensive line issues, personally, Coach, and be honest with you, I'm not a Tom Brady fan. I think he's one of the most overrated players in football, in sports, period. But that being said, I mean, dude's a veteran. He's not gonna suck. So I mean, I got Tampa at 12-5. I got the Saints at 10-7. I think the Saints are going to surprise some teams, man. I think Jameis comes back. They got Michael Thomas coming back. I love this kid, Chris Olave, that they got out of Ohio State. You still got Alvin Kamara. So I think the Saints, Michael Thomas. Yeah, I think the Saints are going to do their thing, man. And given the other two teams in their division, I think they can kind of pile some wins there. Because Carolina, I got them at 5-12, and I got the Falcons at 4-13. I think Atlanta's rebuilding; they're going in the right direction, but
Mm-hmm.
they're obviously they lost a lot of pieces. And the main piece was the quarterback. So you got Desmond Ritter, well, Marcus Mariota. I guess he's going to be the starter, and maybe they go to Desmond Ritter at some point. But either way it goes, I don't really see them when you have those type of issues at the quarterback position. And given the fact the division they play in, and Atlanta just never can seem to get that defense
Mm-hmm.
on track with the offense. So, and they're still having the same problem. Carolina's interesting. Um, Baker Mayfield, we'll see. We'll see if Christian McCaffrey can stay healthy for a
Mm-hmm.
change. I do like their defense. Their defense is no slouch. Don't get it twisted. But it's that offense and it's that offensive line. And from all reports I've been hearing is that Aquanu is not he's having rookie growing pains,
Mm-hmm.
much like
Mm-hmm.
Evan Neal. So
Mm-hmm.
those rookies are going. Charles Cross in Seattle, they're going to have those growing pains. So I don't think Carolina has a solid enough offensive line to overcome that. As far as like holding Neal down, I mean not Neal, but Aquanu. So 12-5 Tampa, New Orleans I got 10-7, Carolina 5-12, Atlanta at 4-13. How you see it, Coach?
Same. Pretty
Yeah,
much the same. I mean, and New Orleans is really upon contingent upon Jameis. That's really how I
yeah,
broke it down. It's really dependent on Jameis Winston. If he can play at elite status, or not even elite, a top 15, top 12 level quarterback, and not have a lot of critical turnovers, I can see New Orleans to actually pushing or scratching. Let's just say scratching at Tampa Bay's heels. I'm not going to say they're going to overtake them, but I can see them scratching because they do have some offensive talent that if given the opportunity, they're dangerous. They can be very dangerous. So
hmm
don't sleep on what they have. It's all on Jameis Winston. That's really what it boils down to.
facts. I'm off the bed, fellas. Great show, very insightful breakdowns. Love it. The fantasy league is going to be a lot of fun this season. Big Blue Crew, Giants. God bless, fellas. Salute to you, man.
Mhm.
Have a good night, Wells, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate all your
Good
support,
night.
man. And yeah, we're gonna have some fun this year with this fantasy league, man. I'm gonna try to do some live streams, just dealing with fantasy, man. But I gotta make time in my schedule for everything. So, but
I forgot they have Jarvis Landry too. They have a good
yeah,
offense. They have a good offensive line.
mm-hmm.
So I mean, I'm looking at their offense is it's all a contingent upon Jameis Winston, the
The
quarterback
quarterback.
position.
Yeah. And a
So
lot of these teams, you're gonna see a theme. They're contingent upon the quarterback, much like Miami. You
mm-hmm,
know what I'm saying? Contingent Pittsburgh,
mm-hmm.
contingent upon that quarterback position. Let's get into the NFC North real quick. This division was a little interesting for me. It's easy to pick the top and the bottom, but the middle two teams, I was having a little bit of difficulty with actually. Um, but I ultimately settled on Green Bay coming in at 12-5. Um, Green Bay is just one of those teams that they just kind of walk their way to the playoffs because they don't really have a lot of competition. Um, their division has not been able to compete with them for a very long time, given Aaron Rodgers is still the quarterback. I don't see that changing. Yeah, they lost Devontae Adams. I get it. But what you don't see is that they had a top 10 defense last year, and they didn't lose really anything off that defense. I think it's Rashad Gary. He is one of the top pass rushers in the NFL right now. So,
Technically, he's from my hometown. Technically, well, even though he moved to Scotch Plains, he's really from Plainfield, New Jersey.
okay, all right, coach. Shout out, man, to Jersey, man. You know what I'm saying? My wife is from Jersey, man. She might be in the chat right now, man. If she is, man. Shout out to her there. But yeah, I see Green Bay at 12-5. Minnesota, I got coming in at 9-8, and I got Detroit at 8-9. I think Detroit's gonna surprise some people, man. I think Detroit, that's one of my sleepers right there. The Detroit Lions, I think. Look, Detroit's got a top 5 offensive line. And that's what people, because people say, oh, Detroit was poor. Detroit was poor because of their quarterback, and not because of that line. And their defense was not great. But that line is solid, man. That line is solid. Detroit's line is solid. They have Swift at the running back position, you know, and we'll see what Jared Goff can give them. Did they draft a quarterback? I want to say they drafted a quarterback.
I'm looking at the depth chart from their website. They only have Jared Goff listed. Really? I don't see another quarter now, and this is from their website. I mean, now it does say at the top unofficial depth chart, but looking at
Nate Studfield. Okay.
All right,
but they got.
I don't see it on the regular. You know, maybe it's on the roster, so that's probably.
Yeah, I went to ESPN's site.
Yeah, see, I always go to I try to go to their website because that's more up to date.
Yeah, it's more accurate. You're right, but I see Nate Studfield. So they do have Ahmad Ross St. Brown, T.J. Hawkinson, solid. You know, Taylor Decker, Jonah Jackson, Frank Ragnow. I mean, Penei Sewell.
Respected Jonah. Even though he went to O State, he played at Rutgers. I met him. You know,
okay. Salute, man. Salute, man. Salute to Jonah Jackson, man.
Their offensive line is pretty solid. So yes, I mean it comes down to Jared Goff offensively. So
right, they got Aiden Hutchinson. Drafted him. You can't forget about him. Jeff Okuda in the backfield. You know,
Brockers is a defensive lineman. So
yeah,
you know, I mean, you know, their defense it's going to develop. Yeah. So actually, they got Okuda on the second string. They got Will Harris and Omani Aru Warley.
Oh yes, I see. Okay.
So, but yeah, no, trust me, you know, Minnesota, Detroit, they're both pretty much the same to me. Excuse me. So
what's good, Neymar? I'll paste the link in the chat if you want to come on. We're just doing the NFL preview show. So, you know, a little late night, man, but I love it, man. I love talking to Coach, man. It's so insightful, man. Man. Like, you know, like a student, man. Take me back to school, man. Like I'm getting schooled, you know what I'm saying?
Funny thing is, I was a substitute teacher for a few years too.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
and when I was in corporate America, I did training, and when I was a manager at a restaurant, I always did all the training. So, coaching is like teaching.
Right.
So yeah, when you said that, I'm like, yeah, all right. So, but yeah, all right. Looking at the NFC North, yeah, I mean
NFC North, yeah. I don't. Chicago is just whoosh, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, man. I feel bad for Justin Fields, man. He's got an uphill climb to make, man. And if he does, man, he's gonna be an all-time great quarterback, man. Given that situation there, it is bad. They have no receivers. They have very little, if anything, at the offensive line position, and I don't
Other than Cole Kmet on offense, it's like
That's it, man. That's it,
so.
man. And man, they did this kid dirty, man. You know what I'm saying? And they got a and they got a new coach.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly. So
I mean,
it's
yeesh.
it's like yeah.
Don't have
It's
no Khalil Mack no more. You got Roquan Smith. You still got
mm-hmm.
him, but outside of that, I mean, there's not a whole lot. Robert Quinn, he's
Robert Quinn,
aging.
yeah, no, but
You know,
Jaquan Brisker who is okay.
mm,
He's a rookie, but he's a good safety. He was decent at Penn State, so you
okay,
know,
okay.
I mean, not saying he's elite, but he can definitely if coached up right, he can definitely do something. So
Mm,
hopefully,
gotcha.
hey Joe Shane, call Chicago, Roquan Smith, Roquan
Right.
Smith.
Let's get
So
it.
What up?
Let's
hey,
get it. What's good, Nemo?
what's up, Nimmer? How are you, man?
Hola. No, I'm joking. What's up, guys? So
Yeah, man. We just
we're
chit chatting,
talking.
man.
Are we
Talking.
talking Browns?
Right now, we on the
We're talking Bears.
NFC North. Yeah, we're talking Packers, Vikings, Lions, and Bears. Oh my, yeah, because this division is not great at all. Besides the Packers,
Oh
but
my.
yeah,
The Vikings. We can talk about the Vikings. It is probably Kirk Cousins last year. No, I'm joking. I don't even know if this would be Kirk Cousins last year or not, but I'm hoping it is.
it could be, but I mean, what other options do they have? That's the problem with the Vikings because the Vikings are good. They're just not good enough. They're always in a middle of the road team. It seems like every single year they're around the 8, the 7, the 9,
Mm-hmm.
the 10 wins, and they're not going to be able to get over the hump because their quarterback limits them. I kind of feel like the Vikings is what I feel about the Tennessee Titans. As a matter of fact, I got them at the same record, 9-8. That's what they are.
Mm-hmm.
Not 9-8 teams. Good, but
Mm-hmm.
not good enough. So that's kind of my outlook on the Vikings. Yeah, they got Dalvin Cook, um, Justin Jefferson. High flying,
Yeah.
high powered offense. Their defense isn't what it used to be back. When they had what was it, Jared Allen? Remember him?
Yep.
Yeah, they don't have that type of defense no more. So they're going to get scored on. So, I mean, they're pretty much banking on their offense, and the quarterback just isn't.
But
It's not there anymore.
yeah. But anyway, to be truthful, like think of the Giants like winning 9-8 games. To be truthful, I'm a Giants fan, but my aunt is like a huge Vikings fan. So, but to be truthful, my nephew, sorry, not my aunt, my nephew is a huge Vikings fan. But to be
Mm.
truthful, they could trade up. No.
We'll see what they pick. Because trading up involves you having a trade partner. So think about it like this, Nimmer. If I'm
Mm-hmm.
the Seahawks, right,
Yeah.
and I got the number 1 pick,
Yeah.
and I got to pick between Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, or any of these quarterbacks coming out in college. Am I
Mm-hmm.
going to trade that pick knowing I need a franchise changing quarterback on my roster?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter what you give me. I'm not trading it. I'm taking the quarterback. So that's the problem with a trade. A lot of people think that you can just trade into a pick, but you have to have somebody that's willing to give that pick up. Now, if you have a team like let's just a team with a good quarterback, pick one. Let's say the Cardinals. Well,
Yeah.
maybe they're not getting rid of Kyler Murray. They just signed him to a contract. So if they somehow finish with the second or third pick, then yeah, that's probably going to be an option because they're
Mm-hmm.
not going to want to have a quarterback. But we don't know that most of the teams that I'm looking at that I got finishing near the bottom is probably going to need a quarterback. Seattle, Atlanta, Who else? Chicago, maybe.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to see if the teams in the top half of the draft actually need quarterbacks before we can say, okay, you can give up X, Y, and Z to go up and get the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? It can happen. You know what I'm saying? And maybe the Giants
Yeah.
is in that position. You know what I'm saying? We'll get to them here in just a second. I always save the Giants for last because I know that's the bulk of the conversation. But um, yeah, maybe the Giants in that position to where you say, okay, they finished 7-10 or 6-11, whatever have you, and they want to trade up with the Cardinals, or maybe they want to trade up with Jacksonville. I don't think Jacksonville is gonna move off Trevor Lawrence. So
Yeah.
we just gonna have to see. You know what I'm saying? And that's just where I kind of hold judgment at, because I don't know who's gonna finish where. But what I do know is you can't bank on trading up to get a quarterback. So if you got a quarterback, keep them, sign them, and wrap it up, because you don't know if you're gonna get that opportunity to trade into a pick. And that was one of the main sticking points that I had this year with the Giants not taking a quarterback, because I'm like, okay, because everybody's argument was, oh, just wait till next year. You don't know if you're gonna be in a position next year to trade. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the Giants are gonna be in the top 10 position this year. But we can transition right now, because this is it. We went through every other division. Let's go to the NFC East, man. This one was hard, This is a little emotional for me, man. to pick
Which one?
To pick the NFC East, to actually pick this division. I got Philly, man. Unfortunately, I got the Philadelphia Eagles at 10-7. I just think, again, they're a team that can have a top 10 offense and a top 10 defense.
That's definitely true. Yeah,
they don't have the quarterback that the Bills and the Rams do, and that's the difference between 13-4 and 10-7. That's what I got the Eagles at 10-7. I think this division is going to beat up on each other, much like the AFC West. I got them all at 3-3. And I got our boys coming in second. Be honest with you. Big Blue Crew, let's fucking go. I got us at 9-8. And the reason I got us at 9-8 is because of the lines. I think the Giants are building one of the best offensive lines in football and one of the best defensive lines in football. And I think if they can stay healthy, then you're going to see it on the field, and you're going to see it given this offense, if it can do anything, which, we don't know. But I think when you have a line, I don't see how Daniel Jones can be bad. I don't think he can be great. I don't think he can be bad with this line.
Yeah, definitely.
Given the way they look. So if you have an average Daniel Jones, why can't the Giants be the Minnesota Vikings? Why can't the Giants be the Tennessee Titans? Who I both got at 9-8. That's where I got the Giants at. I struggle with these two teams, but I'm gonna give Washington some love. I got them at 8-9. I got Dallas at 7-10. Yeah, people might rag on that. Oh, you put the Cowboys 7-10. Man.
The Cowboys are falling apart.
Fuck the Cowboys, yo. Like, straight up. I'm putting my fan hat on for a minute, man. Fuck the Cowboys. They're not good like they used to be. You know what I'm saying? This ain't Tony Romo. They don't got the line that they used to have. They don't have they lost a bunch of skill position players. They trying to talk Jason Peters out of retirement to come play for them. Like, this team is a mess, man. You know what I'm saying? And every year they get picked to be to the top of the division, and every year they falter. And I don't see this year being no different. And to be honest with you, at some point, the dang on Giants are going to get out of this getting smacked around by the Cowboys and Eagles, and I think this is the year that we stop being a joke of the NFL. Go ahead, Nimmer.
I was gonna say for the Cowboys, I think I agree with you. They got rid of Amari Cooper, right?
Yeah.
So they're definitely gonna go downhill. I definitely agree with you. I think it's probably gonna be worse than 7-10. I think it's gonna be probably 6-10 or 5-12.
Could be. I don't see it being that bad, but I think they'll probably be. If this could be 8-8, they'd be 8-8 because that's a Cowboys record, 8-8. But
yeah,
I think 8-9 is where they're gonna settle at, and I think I don't think I know I got the Giants at 9-8 and Washington at 7-10. I know we say 11-6, Big Blue Crew, but to be realistic, man, taking my fan hat off for a minute, I got us at 9-8, and I do think though, I mean, looking at it, let's look at it here real quick. So I got the Rams 13-4. That's division. Tampa's division. Green Bay's division. Philly's division. New Orleans 49ers. So that's 6. Yeah, I got us at number 7 over the Vikings. Boom.
nice.
What you feel about it, Coach? You want some optimism for the Giants?
Yes. I agree.
Philly, yes, is going to win the division. The Giants, Washington are basically in that window. The Cowboys, I don't know what to make of them. I'm going to be honest. Yeah. Defensively, you could say what you want. Realistically, they only have and spare me with what's his name at cornerback.
Diggs, yeah, he's a bum. He's toast.
What he is he's a gambler.
Yeah.
And he's one of the guys who would drive me crazy as a DC because, yes, he takes chances. Don't get me wrong, but there's chances, and then there are major risks. Okay, he got all those turnovers, great, but once teams adjust, he bites on double moves. Yeah. He's not fundamentally sound all the time. If you really watch him,
he gonna get cooked by the receivers in this division. You got those receivers that can cut, like Kadarius Toney, like Devontae Smith. You know what I'm saying? Like Cat from Washington, Scary Terry. Like he gonna have an issue guarding them dudes. I'm gonna tell you right now, man.
And all teams are gonna have to do is scheme up for DeMarcus Lawrence. Sam Williams.
Parsons.
Sam Williams is all right as a rookie, but he still has to be developed. So, Parsons. Parsons and Van Der Esch is not the same. So, if you really scheme up for Parsons, he's going to move around. I give him that. That's the one thing. But when he's at his best, he's coming on a blitz or he's coming off the edge. And if you prepare for that, defensively, they were a lot better than they have been in the past, but I do think teams are going to scheme for them, and they're going to take a step back. Offensively, it's okay. Well, get after Dak, smack him around, shut down the running game. If you really shut down the running game, you have them. But if not, if their line can give them time, they have a decent tight end. They have a good tight end, not decent. They have a good tight end.
Schultz, yeah.
And the passing game, if you got two eyes on CeeDee Lamb, then you can almost shut down.
Coverage. Yeah.
I forget Marquise Bell. I think he's going to be a good safety for them. I really do. The kid from he's from one of the HBCUs.
And they got that kid
Florida
on
A&M.
offense. The kick returner.
Oh yeah, what's his name? Who played for the Generals? Yes.
Yeah. So,
but
he's pretty good too.
But other than that, I can see Dallas coming up in the rear. Can I see them also at second? Honestly, yeah, I can. I can see
Yeah.
them second in the division. You know,
I think all four of these teams are close, to be honest with you, Coach. I think Philly it gets the edge just based on their lines.
if Philly had a quarterback, they would be hands down the
Right.
top team in the division.
That's
So
the only question.
that's why to me it's right now if Jalen Hurts plays within himself, then yeah, they're going to take the division. But um, how I see it's see everything with the Giants is contingent upon health. That's what
Yeah.
everything is. It's always
That's a
about the
fact. Yo.
health, and that's what concerns me. I've been saying from the get go, I don't go 11-6. I mean, sorry Lou, sorry Big Blue Crew. And I'm not saying we're going to be terrible. I've always said the floor is 6, the ceiling is 11, and I
Yeah.
stand by that. And can we make a run in the division? Hell yes. Can we do what we need to do? Hell yes. Can we surprise some teams? Hell yes. Can we be in a position where we're not looking good, fellas? Yes. To be a
True.
coach, I'm being a coach now. And that's just the reality of it. But do I have faith in Shane and Dable? Yes. The recent events, though, did kind of put me on, as you guys like to say, pause. But it's, as you also like to say, cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
And I can
Yeah.
stay there with that. And
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
can we be at the number, like you said, number 7? Yeah, I can see that, and that would be a good look. But I'm going to be honest. I can also see us. You know,
Let me kick some to you about the Giants. And this is why I like doing streams
hmm
with guys like you, Coach, and you, Nimmer.
Yeah.
Um, when you talk about death, right? Like just death, having bodies when bodies get injured.
hmm
The death actually is the way Shane and Dable are building this team right now. The death is in the offensive and defensive lines, to be
hmm
honest.
Yo.
Because look at how many linemen they brought in, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And people want to talk about Blake Martinez getting cut, but what they didn't say is what they did after they cut Martinez was
hmm
bring that lineman in from Baltimore
hmm
to fill his roster spot. So you gotta understand that the Giants have depth at the offensive and defensive lines because people worried about KT and Ojolari being out. I'm worried about it, but they do have Jihad Ward. He is a veteran,
hmm
and shout out to Super Taj. Taj put something very interesting on in the Big Blue Crew chat. There
hmm
was a video of the Baltimore Ravens defense shutting down
hmm
Derrick Henry,
hmm
and Jihad Ward was part of that defense. So
hmm
I look at that, and then given the fact,
Yep.
you still got Leonard Williams and Dexter Lawrence, they're not going anywhere, and you still got Xavier McKinney. Not a lot of people are poo-pooing our secondary, and I'm one of them, to be honest with you. But you got to remember, you still got McKinney back there. And
hmm
a lot of people are
Sure.
predicting McKinney to be an all-pro, so you can't have that much of a trash secondary with an all-pro safety back there ball hawking. So
hmm
I look at all that and I'm like, okay, what does it hinder on? Daniel Jones.
hmm
Yep.
What can Daniel Jones do? And much like these other quarterbacks that I've talked about, Tennessee, Minnesota, San Francisco,
hmm
if you got line play that's stout or bordering on elite, like I think Philly, the Rams, like some of these teams have elite, and the Giants aren't there. But I do think, like I said, they can be top 10. ish by end of season on both lines. And given if I'm predicting that, there's no way I can predict this team to have a losing season.
Yep.
I just can't. Because Daniel Jones, what Daniel Jones has got to do is just manage the game, not turn the football over, not be reckless, but not be scared either. And I was encouraged when me, you, and Pat broke that film down. I was encouraged what I seen with Daniel Jones because I think he's starting to play with confidence. And I'm never going to sit up here and tell you that the Giants should go and sign Daniel Jones to a contract or that he's the answer, because I'm putting Daniel Jones in the category of guys like Kirk Cousins and Ryan Tannehill, which means that he can get you there to the dance. But can he come away with the trophy? And I don't think so. So that's the difference between average and elite quarterbacks. I think Daniel Jones can be average, and average can be enough to get the Giants to the playoffs. And I'm gonna stand on that.
And that's fair. That's totally true. So in everything with the Giants, it boils down to two basic things: injuries and Daniel Jones play. And let's not even talk about the defense. Let's not talk about anything else. If Daniel Jones plays at, like you said, it'd be a marginal quarterback, the Giants will definitely be right where you said in the division. And that's what it boils down to. It's all about Daniel Jones. And if he plays well, we go well. We go far. And if he doesn't, like we've all been saying, we'll be getting another quarterback next year, which I don't want to see. I want to see Daniel Jones ball out. I want to see Saquon go out there and ball out. I want to see KT ball out. I want to see Galladay out there doing his thing and being that big time receiver, and this offense doing what it's capable of doing. And defensively, okay, the back end, all right, I get it, especially now, quote unquote, with Blake Martinez, even though he didn't fit the scheme. And
is Blake Martinez really a downgrade? Not to cut you off, Coach, but is he really a downgrade? Is how think about a linebacker coming off what I would give Blake Martinez, and people that want to argue about Blake Martinez's absence just being disastrous for the Giants. I'll give you the fact that his instincts and his mentality and his mental, as far as knowing the game and having experience and knowing plays and being cerebral, I give you that. But that was already given away to Xavier McKinney. They're trusting McKinney with that role now. So I don't. And now, as far as Blake's physical skills, is he really better than Tay Crowder or Austin Calitro? I don't know. Coming off an ACL injury, and he wasn't that fast and that great to begin with. Blake Martinez thrived in a system that was made for him, which was Patrick Graham's system. And I wouldn't be surprised if he went over there to the Raiders and signed with Patrick Graham, because he's tailor-made for that type of system.
Exactly. So, it's our Giants are. We're in a good position. As crazy as it sounds, we really are. As long as we don't screw it up and be like Gettleman. Sorry.
You called it right, Ghetto Bum.
So
bum, man.
You said the correct thing, Coach. Yeah,
I know.
I'm
as I'm always told, I'm Mr. PC. I'm politically correct. So
I'm not though. I mean, that's the balance why I like you on this show, because I you are political and I'm not. I'm far from it.
No, I get it, and as I tell my best friend all the time, I tell her, I'm like, I'm politically correct. That means I'm being very respectful and very tactful, because I am. I'm very tactful, and I always say the same thing, and that's because I'm a coach. So, but as far as our Giants, we do what we need to do. Yeah. We'll be just right where Lou says we'll be, 11-6. And like you said, we'll be in that playoff positioning. Oh, damn it! Don't lock up on me, please. Don't lock up on me. Sorry,
Levance, where you going, bro? You on vacation? I'm on vacation next month. I'll have a announcement coming out because I'm gonna be away for a while, so I won't be doing as much content. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, where you at, man? Where you going, man? Shoot, that's what's up, man. Everybody take a vacation, man. It's very, very enjoying and relaxing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, since you said that. Go ahead, man, Reggie. Sorry.
Nah, go ahead.
Since you said that.
Oh, go ahead.
Since you said that, we were planning to then something happened to my mom's family, so we canceled it. We were gonna go see my nephew and everything. So.
Oh wow! Dang, what happened?
But as soon as something happened, we just canceled it.
Oh man, dang man. Yeah, hey man, always keep in touch with your family. Very important, man. You know what I'm saying? And hey, look, I encourage people to travel, man, because that's how you learn about the world. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you get more clarity with your surroundings, because there's things in the world that we need to experience that we don't get to experience because we're caught kind of sort of in a bubble here in America. We're trapped in, so we don't get to travel and experience the world. And I always encourage people to travel, man, and go out and experience the world, man. And I'm gonna be doing a lot of traveling, man. I'm gonna plug you guys in on my adventures, man, for real, man, because people need to get out. What you say, Denver?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, do you plan on going, because I plan on going to like any Vikings game, because we might go to a Vikings game.
I'm gonna go to a Giants game, but
no, I mean like a Giants game playing up in Minnesota. My bad. That's what.
No, I haven't been to Minnesota. I've been to Cleveland though. I went to a Giants game in Cleveland. It was pretty cold out there, but we had fun. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't been to Minnesota yet. I'm still working my way around different stadiums, but I plan on seeing, if not all 32 stadiums, at least most of them. Before
I might be going up to the Giants game in Minnesota this December.
Oh, that's what's up, man. You gotta show us something, man. You gotta do a live or something, or some type of video or something, man. Show us what's going on up there, man. Because I never been to the Vikings stadium.
Yeah, I'll try my best. Unless if the stadium, like the Giants stadium, like when we were up there for training camp, they didn't want us to record anything unless if that happens. But I'll try my best.
Yeah, gotta be sneaky with it. Actually, brother, NYG, yo, I'm going to get a stomach tattoo, yo. Tattoo is gonna read "Family from Above." That's what's up, man. Interesting, man. For real, a stomach tattoo. I don't think you're a little bit better than me, Levance. I don't know if I can handle that stomach tattoo, man. I mean, yeah, it might be a little much, man. But family from above, man. That's what's up, man. I like that logo. I like that saying, man. Family from above, man. Because it's all about family, man. Me and my brothers, we got a saying. It says, "Family first." Just straight up, straight like that. Family first. So. I feel what you putting out there, brother, man. For real, man. Salute to you. So I'm gonna give you a recap real quick, and then we're gonna before we close it out. I know I've been on for a minute, man. I love live streaming. I'm telling you, I don't know what it is. I feel a lot more comfortable just spitting it. Like I don't know, man.
I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah. You go ahead.
It's fun to live stream, yeah.
I'm going to run down the prediction real quick and who I got as far as division by division. So AFC West, I got the Chargers 12-5, Kansas City 11-6, Denver 10-7, Vegas 10-7. AFC South, I got the Colts 10-7, Titans 9-8, Jaguars 6-11, the Texans 4-13. The AFC North, I got 11-6 for Baltimore. Cincinnati, I got 10-7. Pittsburgh 9-8. Cleveland 7-10. AFC East, Buffalo 13-4. Miami 9-8. New England 8-9, and the Jets 7-10. And that said, that's going to give you the Chargers, Chiefs, Colts, Ravens, Bengals, and Buffalo and Broncos in the playoffs.
Yo,
So,
why do you have the Jets at 10-7?
7-10. I'm sorry if I said 10-7. I meant 7-10. That's where I got
7-10.
7-10.
Yo,
Yeah.
I thought they would be worse than this year. I thought they would be worse this year than 7-10. I think 5-12.
The thing I think with the Jets is they got a good line, and they got a good defense, and I think they're going to sneak out some games.
They could.
I think they could. Yeah, they could easily be 5-12. I wouldn't be shocked. It wouldn't. I wouldn't be like, oh God, the Jets just fell apart. Nah, it's not going to shock me. But I got a little bit of optimism for the Jets because the way I look at the NFL is, I look at some teams are going to ascend as some teams decline. It happens every year. So if you have certain teams on the downswing, like a New England, you know what I'm saying, then maybe the Jets can rise up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't think anybody's got New England really doing anything this year. I got them at 8-9, you know. So if the New England Patriots are 8-9, when usually they're 12-4, 11-5, some shit like that. So I think the Jets could possibly pick up a couple of those wins. You know what I'm saying? And you also got teams like Cleveland on the downfall because of the quarterback situation there. You know, we'll see what happens with Tennessee. I think they're going to take a little bit of a step back. I think Cincinnati's going to take a little bit of a step back. So, given that,
do you think the Texans will do anything? The Texans?
No. Their roster is bad. It's not good.
They got OJ Howard, who you wanted.
Yeah, man. They got OJ Howard, man, and they're gonna need more than OJ Howard, man, to get them out of their situation, man. With that receiver, they got Brandon Cooks, man. That's pretty much all they got on offense.
That's
their offensive line is not good, and they don't have a whole lot of pieces on defense either. Davis Webb, I mean, who sold on him? He looked okay his rookie season. I give him that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see it, man. Hard to believe the Giants Titans at 8 days, yo. Love football. Yeah, man, me too. Let's go. Giants Titans, man. I got the Giants winning that one, man. 17-14, man. Predicted that last night on Big Pat and G Nation show, man. But
I got the Giants 35. Go ahead. My bad.
Ooh, 35. Whoa, that's spicy.
35-17.
Woo, 35. Dang.
I just came up with a prediction, and that came from
my man, you on the right show for that, because my show is Unpopular Opinion Sports. Shout out to you, Nimmer. My man said 35 what?
17.
35-17 Giants over the Titans. Now I'm gonna put this down, Nimmer, because if it comes true, I'm gonna clip this video and you're gonna get some major props. 35-17. Okay. I see you, Coach.
I hope it does come true, because I'm trying to make everything come true.
Right. That's how you do it, man. Speak it into existence, man. You know what I'm saying? That's life, man. That's how the universe works. But yeah, coach is on his way back, man. I see you, coach. We'll still be here when you get ready, brother. Now with the NFC, I got the Rams 13-4. That's the NFC West. Got the Rams 13-4. 49ers 10-7, the Cardinals 7-10, and the Seahawks 2-15. The Seahawks could easily be 0-17. I can see that. Their roster is bad, man. Besides DJ Metcalf and the receivers,
Yeah, definitely.
it's pretty thin over there.
Drew Lock lost out to
Yeah,
Geno
Smith.
So.
Yeah,
So I agree with you on that.
NFC South, I got Tampa 12-5, New Orleans 10-7, Carolina 5-12, Atlanta 4-13. NFC North, I got Green Bay 12-5, Minnesota 9-8, Detroit 8-9, Chicago 5-12. NFC East, got Philly 10-7. My wife, she gonna love that if she watching her. That's her team, the stinking Eagles. Giants 9-8, Dallas 8-9, Washington 7-10.
Wait, I'm so confused. Yo, I thought Cowboys were on the bottom before. So
that's right. You're right. Let me switch that. Washington 8-9, Cowboys 7-10.
Yeah.
I wrote it and then I said it different. So I was going back and forth about which one to put at the bottom because I do not think we're gonna be at the bottom. Like, I'm sick of this shit.
I think we're gonna be at the, like Lou says, I think we're gonna be at the top.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm not that optimistic, but I don't think we're gonna be at the dang on bottom. Not again. Like, enough's enough. Like, something gotta give here. You know what I'm saying? So I got the Giants at 9-8, man. And like I said, it's mainly based on the fact that I've been predicting their offensive and their defensive lines to be near the top of the league by the end of the season. So I can't have a prediction like that and have them finish in the bottom of the NFC East. I know a lot of people are down on the Giants, and it's a kind of the laughing stock of the league. And that's kind of what the Jets are going through too. And that's kind of why I'm giving the Jets a little bit of props here too. 7-10, man. Give them 7 wins. Give them 9 wins, Giants. Give them 11-6. If they go 11-6, man, everybody will be ecstatic, you know. And will be wanting to put Brian Dable in the Hall of Fame. Like, seriously. Because this team has been bad.
Definitely. And since you have Jets for 7-10, if that turns out to be true, that could save Robert Saleh, probably. I don't know if I could be wrong, but I think that could save Robert and Joe Douglas if it turns out to be 7-10.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I think Joe Douglas has got to have he's got to have a decent season. I don't think he has to go like 8-9, 9-8, I just think he has to have a decent season, and they have to show progress.
Yeah,
much like the Giants. The Giants and the Jets are in a similar situation. The difference, I think, between the Giants and the Jets is actually it's the quarterback, because I think Daniel Jones has experience, and that's what Zach Wilson doesn't have. And I also think that the whole structure around Daniel Jones right now might be a little bit better than Zach Wilson. And I only say that because Zach Wilson is dealing with transitioning and trying to basically learn this offense and learn this receiving core, and because he didn't get a lot of experience last year because he was in and out the lineup. So Jets got to keep their quarterbacks healthy. The Jets quarterbacks have been injured a lot. You know, we had a good run with Eli Manning, you know what I'm saying? And The Jets didn't have that type of run.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Their quarterbacks are always in and out the lineup,
Definitely.
and if they could get some stability there and keep this kid healthy, I think Zach Wilson's not bad. I think he can be a decent quarterback. I'm not down on him like a lot of people are, but you got to be on the field, man. You know, much like we say about Kadarius Toney and our receivers. You know, just quarterbacks have got to be on the field in order for them to do anything. If their quarterback can't stay healthy, you know, like Sam Darnold was injured all the time. So that's kind of my outlook for the Jets. But the what I'm banking on the Jets is their running game and that offensive line, and the defense keeping them in games. And I don't think their division is all that. Besides Buffalo, they're probably gonna lose both games to Buffalo, but they can snatch one from Miami and New England. That's why I got them at 2-4 in the division. So, and if you can get 4 or 5 games outside of that, then yeah, 7-10.
I also think Zach Wilson needs to learn how to slide. I say that to Daniel Jones also, but both the quarterbacks really need to learn how to slide.
Yeah, both the quarterbacks got to stay on the field, point blank, period.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Daniel Jones, man, everybody want to talk about Daniel Jones, interception, all this. Daniel Jones' big problem is not being on the dang field. Daniel Jones has been hurt too. Everybody want to rag on Shepard, Tony, and all these other guys for being injured. Daniel Jones has been hurt too, man. Daniel Jones has not played a full 16-game season in his career. So, despite being in his going into his 4th year of the league, so I want to see Daniel Jones on the field, man. You know, and I do want to see this offense do something, and I think that's what Dable and Shane they see it. They know. They like, look, especially Dable. Dable's like, look. Screw Blake Martinez. I got to make sure this offense is good because I'm an offensive coordinator coming from Buffalo. And if I go out here and this offense stinks, my ass is gone. So, sorry, Wink Martindale. You got cliche in the league. You know, you've been a defensive coordinator for years. You'll be fine if your defense has an off season. Me, Brian Dable, I'm the head coach of the Giants. And I'm coming over here to fix this offense because it's been putrid. Yeah, we're going to have to let some defensive players go. James Bradbury, sorry. You know, Blake Martinez, sorry. But, yeah, we got to keep Slayton. We got to keep Galladay. We got to keep this line together because they're building it for Jones. They're building this team to let Daniel Jones put his best foot forward. So if you take out some defensive players and plug in some depth on the offensive line and at receiver, that's what they're doing. That's why everybody wants Slayton cut. Get Slayton out of there. Oh, I can't stand him. But look,
I don't know why people want Slayton cut. I feel like Slayton
because they don't like him. That's all it is, because they think that everyone that was with Joe Judge and Dave Gettleman is automatically garbage because they drafted him. Okay, well, you're saying Daniel Jones is garbage.
Wow.
Saquon Barkley is garbage. Darius Slayton is garbage. You know, Shane Zimenez is garbage. Just whoever they drafted, Sterling Shepard, whoever they drafted is garbage. And the only people they seemingly want on this team is either free agents from another team or, you know, guys that were signed that are on this team right now, like Adoree Jackson and Leonard Williams, that were not drafted by the Giants. So that's the problem with fans, man. They're too reactionary, and they just need to chill and just say, look, let me just see what the team is gonna do. You know, we were having Daniel Jones debates, me and Big Pat Sports Talk, and a lot of these other content creators. I was having Daniel Jones debates with them, you know, all summer. But now when training camp started, I'm like, look, let's just see what the team is. Let's see what they do. Maybe this kid can do something. I don't know. Just because I don't have faith in somebody doesn't mean I'm right. I'm not going to sit up here and say I'm right about everything. Daniel Jones can easily go out there and throw 35 touchdowns and 10 interceptions and make me look like an idiot for saying he sucked. So, and I'm a man enough to hold that and own that. But a lot of these content creators and a lot of these fans ain't. They just going to double down on what they said before and say, oh, but if he had this, he would have been better. And they're going to double down on their bullshit. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference. That's why you come to Unpopular Opinion Sports, to get the real truth and the real deal, Holyfield, man. Go ahead.
You know what's weird? Since you said that, once we cut Blake Martinez, I'm like on Twitter most of the time. They're like, people are saying, "Oh, we're tanking." I'm like, no, please don't say that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, stop saying that, guys. Like, other teams have said it. Like, Miami has said it, and they got in trouble. Like, every fan just, like, you go on Twitter, and they're like, "Oh, we're tanking." I'm like, don't say that. Please don't say that.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
don't
do
say
it.
That. Don't do it, man, you know, because this is where we got to be. We can be fans, but we got to be rational fans. You know what I'm saying? Like, use some type of reason in what you're saying. When I talked about Darius Slayton, I showed you footage. I showed you stats. I broke it all down to the core. And it all got drowned out in the media because nobody want to hear it. But look where Darius Slayton is now. Where's he at? On the New York Giants. Like I said he would be. Like I've been saying the whole time, because that's Daniel Jones's homeboy. Your do you not think your quarterback? See, people think because Daniel Jones is, he's this quiet little guy and he's just, you know, very calm and his demeanor is kind of Eli Manning like. You don't think Daniel Jones has a voice? You don't think Brian Dable is pulling Daniel Jones to the side to say, yo, who you want to work with? Who you like? Who you like to? Why you think David Sills is on the team? Who you like to work with, Daniel? I really like Sills and Slayton. You know, he's been there for me. Okay, cool. I don't like Galladay. Well, we can't do nothing about that, Daniel. You're just gonna have to live with it. But we'll give you Sills and we'll give you Slayton. Okay, cool, coach. You don't think this dude has any type of voice in the organization? He's the franchise quarterback right now.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
Do you not think they're asking Daniel Jones? What did Brian Dable come out and say at the beginning of the season? Mm-hmm. We want to know what Daniel Jones likes and what he likes to do and what plays he likes and da-da-da-da. We're going to go and see what his strengths are. Mm-hmm. So if Daniel Jones is comfortable working with a certain receiver to maximize his strengths, you don't think he's going to voice that to the coach?
Yeah, he'll definitely do that.
Or he just going to say, hey, throw Kenny Galladay out there, I'll make it work. He's not Aaron Rodgers. That's something Aaron Rodgers might say. This is Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is like, nah, man, we not on the same page for whatever reason. You know, that's why you're seeing KG's production, his usage go down. They're not putting him out there with Daniel Jones. So,
but
now they're going to be forced to come the season. They're going to be forced to, because you have a media frenzy in New York that's going to eat you up if you don't. So they're going to be forced to play him, and if he sucks, then everybody's going to see it, and then he'll be benched. But he's going to get the opportunity to go out there and perform with Daniel Jones, and I don't think it's going to go well. I don't think Kenny Galladay and Daniel Jones really get along like that. And they can say, they can make media and all this stuff look good, but at the end of the day, if you can't get on the same page with a receiver that you've been working with for over a year and a half now. Remember, last year, they went out in camps together, throwing to each other. And you still can't get on the same page with this guy? So, is either something wrong with you, or something wrong with Kenny Galladay, or you just don't mesh. You two don't mesh. Because I don't see that problem with Daniel Jones and David Sills or Darius Slayton or even Sterling Shepard. I don't see those problems. I don't see those chemistry issues.
Yeah.
So, people can
But
take up for
NYG
Kenny
fans,
Galladay. Yeah.
I was gonna say something really quick. I
Go
agree
ahead.
about Kenny. I agree about Kenny Galladay and Daniel Jones, but there was a press conference that came out by Joe Shane saying that he went under a procedure this summer. So I
I
still
think
don't
that's
trust
damage
that.
control. I think it's damage control because they know Kenny Galladay is he's either washed or he just doesn't want to be
Makes
here.
sense.
And I think they're pretty much like, okay, well, let's just throw something out there to quiet the
Makes
noise
sense.
down with Kenny Galladay because they don't want that distraction coming into the season. These guys are smart, man, and they're learning how to manipulate this New York media because that's what you got to coach. Let coach because coach know what I'm talking about. They know how to manipulate this New York media, man, because it's vicious, and you got to understand that. Hey, look, people on Kenny Galladay. And the people on Kenny Galladay, they're going to be on Daniel Jones. And it's going to put pressure on Daniel Jones to get the ball to Kenny Galladay because Kenny Galladay is not performing. And so now you're going to have a quarterback that's going to want to go out there and try to force the issue to a receiver that he just doesn't have a connection with or chemistry with. So if they say, hey, look, Kenny Galladay's hurt, that possibly gives them an out to where if he doesn't perform, they can put him on IR and say he has an injury. And then 2, that gives them an out to where they could say, okay, well, this guy's not performing. He has an injury, so we want to play this guy instead, Sills or Slayton or whoever it is.
Makes sense. Yeah, that definitely makes more sense.
I think these guys are playing chess, man, not checkers, man. Dave Gettleman, he was playing, I don't know, Pong or something. I don't know what he was playing. But
I agree with that. That definitely makes more sense. I was like so confused about it, but because when Joe Shane said that, I was like, "Why are you saying that?" But that definitely makes more sense. Like, it's probably damage control, like you're saying. I probably agree with that a little bit more about that. I agree with that a little bit more because I was like so confused when he said it. I was like, "What are you saying, bro?" Like Joe Shane said it. I was like, "Joe Shane, what are you saying, bro? I don't get it." But this makes more sense now.
Right, yeah.
Do you think they're doing the same thing with Daniel by saying it's evaluation year? Or
I don't think they can really get around Daniel Jones like that. I mean, he's either going to go out there and prove himself or not because Daniel Jones is not going to get those excuses. That's why they're giving the excuses to Kenny Galladay and all these other receivers and stuff because Daniel Jones is not going to get that out. Because if he goes out there and he just bombs out, then that's it. That's a wrap. And even if he goes out there and does well and they don't get to the playoffs or whatever have you, then you're probably going to see Daniel Jones off the team next year. I think if Daniel Jones gets this team to the playoffs, he gets franchised. I think if Daniel Jones doesn't, he gets let go.
I agree with that.
That's kind of how I see it.
I
don't know what it's going to look like, and maybe he gets to the playoffs and he kind of sputters there, or maybe he just looks good and the defense just flames out and doesn't play well and they just get outscored. But either way, I think Daniel Jones has got to lead this team to the playoffs. Otherwise, media is just not going to. It's messed up, man. It is messed up for Jones. I will say, and Barkley and a lot of these other guys, man. The media is just so vicious in New York, and that's why a lot of people don't want to come here and play because of how this media is, and they're just all over you about everything. If you fart in public and somebody smelled it and it smelled offensive, they're gonna put it in the paper. Daniel Jones farted and it stunk and we didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just every little thing that you do in New York is going to be published if you're playing for a team or if you're some type of star. That's just how this city is, man. And from an athlete's perspective, I mean, it's tough to play here, but And when you flip it around and you say when you do win, yeah, you're entrenched. And Eli Manning can't do nothing wrong in New York. Neither can Derek Jeter. Like some Lawrence Taylor. Like when you win, you ain't nothing you could do wrong here.
Mm-hmm.
That's the trade off. When you lose, you're gonna get drug. And when you win, you're basically a guy. You can't do no wrong. Look at all the stuff Lawrence Taylor did off the field. He still celebrated like he
Makes
got
sense.
a lot of trouble, man. You know, so I mean that's how New York is, man. So I mean, you know, hopefully guys like
New York
Daniel
is
Jones.
just.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say New York is just weird. Like, I just feel like everything just goes like with Eli, the Giants were good, and Derek Jeter. I don't watch baseball that much, but my friend does. It's really good. I feel like everything just flips upside down. Like the Knicks, they're not doing anything. They're probably not gonna. I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know even if they will reach probably the second seed or something. I'm hoping that they do. Then. Like, I feel like our organizations just need to. Jalen Brunson was a great pickup, but like I feel like we need to rebuild. I don't know if Coach agrees with me. Coach, do you agree?
What I believe with the Knicks is they should be playing the young guys and developing them the right way. And getting Julius Randle and Evan Fournier out of here.
Yeah.
You need to develop the younger guys. You just need to, especially now since you're not getting Donovan Mitchell, so which I'm happy about. So
shout out to the Knicks, man. I'm gonna tell you, man. I was on the stream earlier. My man Big Fan Breezy. I don't know if he in the chat, but Big Fan Breezy has a show that he does with what's the guy's name? I don't want to get his name wrong. Tea Time, I think it is. And it's Knicks versus Nets, and they got a good podcast. But on their show, basically, conversation got brought up about Patrick Ewing and how I guess some Knicks fans felt like the Knicks did him wrong or whatever. Patrick Ewing was washed. I mean, basically at the end of his career.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point that I'm saying about New York. When you win here, it doesn't matter, And Patrick Ewing didn't even win here. They lost in epic fashion. Like, you know what I'm saying? But still, success gives guys like Ewing, you know what I'm saying? That type of clout in New York. But with the Knicks, particularly this New York Knicks team, I'm with Coach, man. Y'all dodged the bullet. Dodged the bullet.
Yeah.
Because you cannot build your team through free agency or through trading. Especially in the NBA, that is a recipe for disaster. You have a budding superstar in RJ Barrett. Let him develop and let other budding stars want to come to play with RJ Barrett. Why do the Knicks have to have go buy a star, basically go buy a player to come play for them to get other players to come play for them instead of looking at what you got on the roster? The Nets just did this. We just talked about this. Jeffy, shout out to NYG, Jeffy T, and Big Fan Breezy. Don't do what the Nets did and give up your farm for James Harden.
Yeah.
And look how that turned out. So you got to learn from your mistakes. Don't do it. Don't do it. And for once, the Knicks did not give into that. I thought they was going to. I said it on the show. I said, yeah, it's gonna happen because I felt like this is a Nick thing to do. This is what they do. They give away all their assets to go get whatever player, and that player more than likely is on their back end now. Donovan Mitchell is a good player. Knock on knock, Donovan Mitchell, but more than likely that player just isn't going to take you over the top. And as I've said, does Mitchell put you over the Heat, the Celtics, the Nets, or the Milwaukee Bucks, or even the Hawks? That's what teams and people want to talk about this Cavs team. Man, they ain't doing shit, man. I'm gonna tell you, I'm just give it to you a buck, man. For real. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. The Cavs ain't going no damn where. This is all
I don't
glitz
think the
and glamour.
Cavs are going anywhere.
Right. They not about to vault to the top of the Eastern Conference because they got Donovan Mitchell, man. They gave up too much to get him. They still got holes in their roster, man. Who coming off the bench, man? Tell me that. So, but go ahead, get it there, coach, man. I've been rambling a little bit. This your team, the Knicks, man. So I'm a Nets fan, so.
Look, as far as the Knicks,
I'm a Knicks fan,
I get everyone, is people are upset because they want a superstar. First and foremost, that to me is the biggest. That says that you're not about winning a championship. You're not, because you keep saying you want a superstar, because then other superstars are going to come here. What about building a championship caliber program? You've seen it done, i.e., the Golden State Warriors.
Exactly.
They drafted well, developed their players, and now they are considered a dynasty. But
exactly,
my man, if y'all get a chance, go on Twitter or go on YouTube and look up Knicks Fan TV. My man CP the franchise.
Alright, I'm gonna look that up. Knicks.
He has everybody. He's had Oakley, Spike Lee. I mean, Walt Frazier. He's interviewed all. He has his podcast after every game. He and his people come on and they talk about the game. Now he wanted Donovan Mitchell here, all right, but he even said the same thing. I'm not giving up R.J. Barrett.
Right.
I'm not giving up.
Topping quickly. Yeah.
But he just interviewed Fat Joe, right? And Fat Joe was disgusted, and going in all in. It's the same old Knicks, and they tease us, and they don't get the superstars in here. And CP was going in. He's like, Joe, you got to give up the whole farm. And Fat Joe was like, I don't care. And he was just like, you give me a lineup of, Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, Julius Randle, Mitchell, that'll put us in the top 4. And I'm like, no, it won't.
Mm-hmm.
No, it won't. And he was just like,
no, it definitely won't.
He's trying to explain to him, no, it won't. He's like, I'm upset. I wanted him here, but not at the price of giving up everything that we have, because then you're stuck in no man's land. And if you're not winning, those picks are going to go over to the Jazz and help, put them in the lottery and give them more capital.
You're going to be bad and you ain't going to have no picks to be able to improve your team.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like guys like him, Stephen A. Smith is all disgusted because, and I'm saying Stephen A., you know basketball. You know better than that. And I'm just
I got my opinion on Stephen A., but
this
Coach,
looks, yeah.
I was gonna say, but about Donovan Mitchell, I agree with you definitely on we had to give up a lot of picks. But I've been on some Twitter spaces where they're really upset. I've been on Charlotte's Twitter space. She's a Knicks fan. She has been really.
Shout out to LeVance, man.
I kind of agree with
you, man. I appreciate you. Go ahead, man. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I agree with you a little bit more. It's probably better.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. You take now if you had told me, because now I did see that earlier in the year, the Knicks offered, um, they offered R.J. Grimes, Mitchell Robinson, and 3 first
Mitchell
round draft.
and Barrett. Yeah, I
But this
seen
was
that.
this was before. This was way early. This is before you signed whatchamacallit. This is way early, and Utah turned it down. Now here's the deal. I don't think Utah ever wanted to trade with us. I really don't, unless they were going to get a boatload of capital. If things are being equal, Danny Ainge.
You said it right. Being evil.
No, yeah, but
Evil, yeah.
Danny Ainge just did not want to trade. And someone just reminded me. They're like, don't forget that during the playoff game when Rose and Wide West, they were in the Dallas game, and it rubbed not only Dallas, it rubbed Utah wrong. So that just said right there, they're not going. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah. Danny Ainge is being very spiteful, but you know what? That's what he wanted. So
He's a Celtic.
He's also from Utah. He went to BYU. So he played basketball and football at BYU. So it's his home area. So, so it's like, okay, I get it. If he can get the farm, he's going to get the farm. But,
But he's a Celtic too.
Yes.
With the Knicks. And see, let me go back to football real quick. That's what got me with Dave. I'm like, Dave Gettleman is a Boston guy. Like, and you bringing in Jason Garrett, who's a Dallas Cowboy, and you wonder why they done ruined your damn franchise, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, Coach, man. Like, it's just. Yeah, it's a little weird to me when you go outside the box like that and you just bring in direct rivals to come in to your That's why I'm not mad at what they did here. They bought guys from Buffalo. We ain't got no problem with Buffalo besides us beating them in the Super Bowl that one year. But outside of that, we good with Buffalo. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they did get the dude from Philly, but I think it'd be all right, you know what I'm saying? Because he's under Joe Shane. So, but you bring Dave Gettleman in here, man, I just
I'm gonna be honest
so
with
bad.
you. I was just like,
that was so
yeah,
bad.
I was
hated that move.
I was on the Louis Riddick bandwagon. I'm not gonna lie, but
I was too.
I
think
Louis
he
Riddick
wanted
probably
Haskins,
would've been
but
better.
still, I don't care. I don't care if he still wanted Haskins. He couldn't have did no goddamn worse than Dave Gettleman.
No, he would have done better. And that's why when he was ripping the Giants, I wasn't mad at him. I really wasn't mad at him.
I'd have ripped him too.
Exactly. It was
Because look what happened to him. You know what I'm saying? You could have gave me the job, and then look at this dude. Look how he turned out.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm gonna rip you too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I want to go over
wonder
one more
that
thing.
Have like Brad.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Coach.
no, I'm good. Go ahead.
I was wondering, you could have grabbed Joe Shane out of the building last year. The year they came here.
Could we have gotten Shane last year?
Yeah, the year that Gettleman turned out.
I don't think so. I think he just signed with Buffalo that year, or maybe a year before or so. But like Coach said, they probably should have went with Louis Riddick. But
he would have done a better job. He would have definitely done a better job.
I think so too. A lot of fans will probably disagree with that, but I don't think he could do any worse than Dave Gettleman.
If any fans who disagree with that at the present moment, I'm sorry. You know what? You're a fool. Sorry, I'm going to say it. You're a fool because now you're basically saying then you wanted Dave Gettleman over Louis Riddick. And that just right there tells me everything.
They mad because a lot of people say they mad because Lewis Riddick was on point, basically saying he would have took Dwayne Haskins. And I'm like,
Okay,
okay, and
how many of us would have taken Dwayne Haskins at
a
the
lot of
time?
us wanted Dwayne Haskins. See, these fans, they got
We
short
would have,
term
yeah.
memory.
A lot of us.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people wanted Haskins over Daniel Jones. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
they
Exactly.
fronting.
So,
You know.
and that's basically what it boils down to. It's like and that's why I remember I was like, I'm just so disgusted with
Mm-hmm.
New York fans because
Yeah.
the hypocrisy. It's we're sitting here saying all this and that, but yet and still, when it doesn't go our way, then we're against it. But when it goes our way, we're for it. No, be consistent. Just stay true to
Mm-hmm.
That's what you wanted. Then stay true to it. And it just, like I said, fans
Facts.
they just kill me. They just really really kill me.
I want to do one more thing
Yeah.
before we get out of here, because
Hmm.
we pulling up on 3 hours, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out, man. About 4 or 5 people in the chat consistently, man. That's what's up, man. This little late night stream been kind of bumping, man. On some real shit,
Hey,
man.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
but
Vance, all right.
MVP, yeah, Vance, man, Wells, man. Been holding us down, man. Appreciate it, man. That's what's great about the Big Blue Crew, man. You always got somebody in the chat holding you down, man. Sharing your video, liking your video, man. I appreciate everybody, man. But
Yep.
it's an NFL preview show, so let's get into MVP. Let's get into that. Who you got as the MVP of the league? I want to get you guys' take before I say my who I got.
I'm thinking.
MVP of the league. This is MVP. Now we're gonna do offensive MVP and defensive. Well, offensive player of the year and defensive player of the year. I think that's how they do it in the NFL. But this is overall MVP.
Josh Allen. I don't know, but I'm really thinking Josh Allen, but it could be somebody else.
I want to say Josh. I want to say Josh Allen, but I'm like, no. I'm going to go. My head keeps telling me this. Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert.
Herbert.
Yeah.
All right, I got you. I'm going Josh Allen.
Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, I just I don't see it really going any other way. I think this Buffalo team, the only thing that's standing in the way was basically the Kansas City Chiefs, and I think they've upgraded on the defensive end. Adding a guy like Von Miller. Their defense was already top 5. I think it's going to be even better this year. And I think Josh Allen is going to thrive. The only little itty bitty question I got is what's it going to look like without Brian Dable there? But I think, given the fact that they just upgraded the QB coach, was it
Ken Dorsey?
Dorsey, yeah, to OC. I think they're going to pick up right where they left off, man. And I got Josh Allen as my MVP of the league. I'm not going to. I don't, like I said, I'm not a Tom Brady fan. Aaron Rodgers won it the last couple years. You could say Mahomes. Usually it's a quarterback, so I wouldn't say a guy like a running back or a receiver would win it, even though they could. But the way the NFL is now, the way the rules are constructed, I mean, it's pretty much QB play. I've heard some people, shout out to AK Eagles. He seems to think Derek Carr is the favorite top quarterback in the league. I disagree, but you could go him if you wanted to, if you think the Raiders offense is just going to take off like that. But I just think it's Josh Allen, man. I think He's primed for that MVP season. He's been on the verge of the last couple seasons. I got to see more out of Herbert. I really do, because he hasn't been in the playoffs yet, man. Hasn't been in the playoffs yet, man. And I'm sorry, I'm New York Giants fan. I watched Eli Manning. You guys show me in the playoffs, man, before I put you as a top quarterback in my league. You know what I'm saying? I seen Joe Burrow. I give it to Joe. I give it to Pat Mahomes.
I forgot about Burrow.
Yeah, but Herbert, nah, bro. Show me something. And I don't like their coach. I think their coach is a little cocky. I think he's gonna get himself in trouble. And it's one of the reasons why they haven't got to the playoffs as it is now. So, but that's how I feel about the Chargers. Even though I got them winning their division, just kind of based on the situation, their schedule, and they do have a good team. I think this is the year they do get into the playoffs, and we'll see if Herbert goes out there and tears it up in the playoffs and gets into the conference championship or something like that. I have a different opinion on homeboy, but right now I don't trust him. So he show me what he can carry his team on his back and lead them somewhere like Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes did. You know, Josh Allen's got to do that too, but I think the projection is for Josh Allen to do that because he has at least been there and went up against Mahomes and you know, took his team to they did make an AFC championship game, right? So
yeah.
But that's who I got. You said Allen too, right, Nimmer?
Yeah, I said Allen.
Okay,
I was split between Kurt and Allen, but I turned out to go Allen's way.
Okay, cool. So let's go defensive player of the year.
It's a good question. Defensive player. Xavier McKinney, I guess.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not mad at that, actually. I mean, it's a little out of the box, but this Unpopular Opinion Sports, man, hit that damn like button. Unpopular opinions, man. My man said Xavier McKinney. Now, Xavier McKinney can have a breakout season, to be honest, and a lot of Giants fans are predicting him to have a breakout season. He's gonna have to have a hell of a leap to get to defensive MVP, but hey, look, I'm not saying this out the realm of possibility. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Remember a few years ago, this was a few years back, but Landon Collins was in that conversation. Do y'all remember? I think his second year of the league. Yeah, he was in that conversation for defensive player of the year. So I'm not mad at you, Nimmer. You know what I'm saying? I think that is definitely a possibility. You know what I'm saying? Putting your fan hat on and all, it makes sense though. It's logical. I can see it. It's not yeah, we still up, Big Blue. Alex, how that Yankee game go, man? I've been streaming.
What up,
man.
Alex?
What happened in the game, man? Hopefully they won, man. I don't even want to check my phone. They probably lost. God damn, man. Yo.
Loss is not the word tonight.
Oh my God, this team is falling apart for real, man. I might have to do a stream on the Yankees, man. The baseball is going on, bro. This is terrible. It's 9-0. Oh my God. Ew. Come on, to the Rays. I know Alex is mad as hell right now. I'm mad too. I'm feeling you, bro. Like, this has got to stop, man. We just keep losing. Like, what's the lead down in the Division 2 now? What, 4 or 5 games? It's getting ridiculous. It's getting a little antsy here for the Yankees. I mean, damn. Had a 10, 12, 15 game lead at the beginning of August. But okay, so who you got for defensive player of the year, coach?
No, I can't give it to him. He's going to be on a losing team, so.
Yeah, it says 5 games. So that's a little close for comfort, but
Hmm.
so I'm gonna give you a couple options. You got Myles Garrett, you got T.J. Watt, you got Aaron Donald, you got
I was trying to stay away from Donald. I really was, but it's like I'm going down the list and I'm like, I think he's going to take his game up another level.
mm-hmm.
I really do, and it's just I'm like, my head keeps saying Donald, but
Yeah, or you could go with a
I stay with Donald. I'm staying with Donald. I'll just stay with Donald.
That's who I got too. I got Aaron Donald. I feel like this is where he's going to make his money, because I feel like he's going to be one of the ones that's going to carry this Rams team on the defensive end. They lost Von Miller, and I do think though that Aaron Donald is just a different type of player, man, on the defensive end. And there's not too many people that can block him. Now, you can go Watt, TJ Watt in Pittsburgh, and you can go Myles Garrett in Cleveland. And I'm sure there's some other guys that's going to be into the mix, but I'm rocking with Aaron Donald, man. I'm rocking with Aaron Donald. I'm right there with you, Coach.
Aaron Donald wants to get into the stratosphere of Reggie White and Lawrence Taylor and Deion Sanders,
and he needs that defensive player of the year on his
Exactly. So I think he's just gonna take it to another level. Mm-hmm. He may have lost some, but you've seen you can triple team him and he's still gonna beat you.
Don't matter.
So he's just it's Aaron Donald. I can't fight it.
Okay, offensive. This is offensive player of the year, not MVP. This is a totally different.
See, now I mixed
category.
it up. Then I mixed it up. I thought that's what Abra was going to be, not league MVP. I'm thinking he's going to. If that's the case, then it's going to be Allen.
Oh, offensive player of the year?
Yeah, I was just thinking offensive play. You know what? No. I'm going to even go take Avery out. Allen's going to be the league MVP, and I'll give it to Chase.
Okay. For offensive MVP?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mixed it up. I'm sorry.
Who you got? Nimmer.
For the offensive,
I'm gonna go offensive player of the year, not MVP, but offensive player of the year. I put MVP down on my paper. I don't know why, because I got it on my page. I wrote all this down. Yeah, offensive player.
I'm gonna go the opposite direction. Justin Jefferson. I was gonna pick Kadarius Toney, but then I decided to go the opposite.
Okay. So I got Devontae Adams. I think I think he's gonna have a huge year out there in Vegas. I think Josh McDaniels, he's gonna unleash his offense that he couldn't unleash in New England. They're gonna want to throw the ball and get these receivers involved. Darren Waller, he's gonna take attention too. It's gonna allow Adams, and you also got Renfro. It's going to allow Adams to get some one-on-one matchups, and I think he probably leads the league in touchdowns this year. So, so you got Jamar Chase, coach, and you got who you got, Nimmer?
Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson. So we all got receivers. Interesting. Got Devontae Adams. No love for the running backs, but we'll see. We'll see if the backs make a comeback. Got Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, all coming back from injuries, all coming back from down seasons. So we'll see if they prove us wrong. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Who you got?
Defensive Rookie of the Year. Can't think of anybody right now.
Who you got, Coach?
You know what? I'm gonna have to pull up the list.
I should use.
Well, I give you a couple. You got Aiden Hutchinson. You got Kayvon Thibodeau.
Yeah. See, that's right now. Just go KT.
That's what
I would go Kayvon Thibodeau.
I got Kayvon Thibodeau. I'm showing my homeboy some love here. He might miss a couple games, but when he comes back, that dude's gonna be ready to go. I'm telling you, he's gonna be ready to go, and I think he comes back Monday night against Dallas, prime time, and he's gonna show the hell off, and he's gonna put the league on notice. And I think KT could go Aiden Hutchinson. Couldn't be mad at that. Some could say a guy like Sauce Gardner or even George Karlaftis over in Kansas City has been playing really well too. But I'm going with Kayvon Thibodeau. Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Nope. Yeah,
I got a little bit of an unpopular one here, but go ahead. I'm gonna let y'all go.
I was gonna say Andrew Thomas, but I'm going Evan Neal.
Offensive Rookie of the Year. Interesting. Offensive lineman. I don't know if the offensive lineman has ever won Offensive Rookie of the Year, but hey, if it happens, again, this is the show to talk that talk. So my man said Evan Neal.
Yep.
If it happened, I would be ecstatic. He would have to be one of the best right tackles in the NFL, and that would be amazing. Who you got, Coach?
Just bear with me. I'm looking at something right now. I'm either gonna go Christian Watson or I don't know why I keep saying Drake London. No, I'm not going there.
Trayvon Burks from the Titans.
Jameson Williams is
Got Garrett Wilson from the Jets.
I'll go Kenny Pickett.
Ooh, okay. Kenny Pickett.
Ooh, that's a shocking.
I'm not mad at that though. I think Mike Tomlin, given his situation and given his coaching resume, I think they're going to protect Pickett and not have Pickett basically look like a deer in headlights. I mean, I think they're good enough coaching to where they can make Pickett look at least as good as Roethlisberger did in his last year. So I'm with you there, Coach. I'm going Chris Olave from the New Orleans Saints. Chris Olave, I was debating between him and Sky Moore because I think Sky Moore is going to have a big year with Kansas City, given the fact that they don't have Tyreek Hill. But I'm going Chris Olave here with the Saints. Jameis Winston comes back. The attention is going to be on Mike Thomas. They got Landry over there. Olave is going to get some one-on-ones. He's going to be able to do his thing in that offense. I do believe Chris Olave is going to have a huge season for the Saints now. Hopefully Winston is good enough to, make that happen, and hopefully he stays healthy. But I do think Chris Olave and that Saints offense, with all the attention that all those other players are going to receive, Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas, they're going to leave him open before they leave those other guys open. So I think Chris Olave, well, not open, but on one-on-one matchups or whatever. Yeah, so that's a little bit of that's interesting, man. So yeah, it's cool. So you got I got Olave, you got Evan Neal, and then you got Coach um
Kenny Pickett.
Pickett. Pickett. Okay.
Kenny
All right.
Pickett.
Last one before we wrap it up. Comeback player
Alrighty.
of the year. Um, so I think you got what's his name? Christian McCaffrey's in there.
Saquon
They actually
Barkley.
got Daniel Jones in this category, not
Saquon
Saquon
Barkley.
Barkley. I don't even think he's a candidate for some reason. I think when I was looking at the odds, let me pull it up real quick, because I don't think he was an option for some reason.
Okay, he's not an
Yeah,
option.
I don't.
I'm still putting.
So you got Derek. So you got Jameis Winston, Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, Baker Mayfield, and Daniel Jones, Michael Thomas, Mitch Trubisky. Oh yeah, he is an option. He's six. Yeah, he is. Okay, he's 1,600 plus 1,600 here on the odds. So you got Barkley. Who you got?
Blue line.
Huh?
I was like, I'm picking Barkley. My bad.
Oh, Barkley. All right, I got you. Yeah. I got I kind of went with Derrick Henry on this one. I think he's pretty much the Titans' offense right now because I don't see a lot over there. And McCaffrey, I'm not certain he's going to stay healthy. Baker Mayfield, Daniel Jones. Baker Mayfield. Why is he even on this list? Him or Daniel Jones? I don't really understand that. Could say Michael Thomas. He could come back strong, but I'm not mad at Barkley. Barkley's a good choice. Barkley's a good choice. I'll go Henry here, just because I think it's. If I were betting, I would take Henry. I mean, this is a little bit of a safer bet. Says, is there anybody in National Football League that can cover Cooper Kupp?
It's a good question.
I don't know. 1-on-1. I mean, if you're talking about an overall defense, then yeah, I think he can be shut down depending on the coverage. But 1-on-1, I mean, it's hard to cover a receiver 1-on-1 anyway in this league anymore. Am I right or wrong, Coach?
Where's Cooper Kupp line that if he's coming from the slot, then he's dangerous. If he's on the outside, depending on who it is, yes, he can be covered on occasion. I'm not saying shut down, but he can be covered from time to time, more on the outside than if he's in the slot.
Who can cover him though? Who do you think can cover him? Who's the top cornerbacks in this league right now? I mean, some would say Jalen Ramsey.
Ramsey, because Ramsey can do inside outside.
Mm-hmm. Who else you got?
I'd have to go look at the whole NFL list of cornerbacks. Hold on.
Yeah, because I'm not. I mean, the cat from Buffalo, he's pretty good. What's his name? Oh God, dang. What's the cat's name from Buffalo?
Wait a minute, I'll tell you in a second. NFL.com/players.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Tre'Davious White. That's right. Tre'Davious White's pretty good.
Man, they're not breaking it down. Oh, fuck you,
And
stupid bitches. NFL quarterbacks.
Yeah. You got
Cornerback rankings. Okay. You got Jair Alexander from the Packers, Marlon Humphreys from the Ravens, J.J. Terrell from the
Davis
Falcons,
White, yeah.
Davis White, Kenny Moore,
Denzel Ward. I forgot about Ward. Diggs, no, he's not a top cornerback at all. Lattimore is.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely not.
J.C. Jackson is good. Howard's good. And Ramsey.
Who can?
Oh, the nerve of them. The audacity to put James Bradbury as an honorable mention. But when he was on the Giants, he was the worst cornerback. He was getting burnt, toast, and all this other stuff. But now, since he's on the Eagles, he's a top cornerback. And
J.C. Jackson.
Really?
J.C. Jackson can
That's what
definitely
be
hold his
making me
own.
mad.
J.C. Jackson, I like him. Oh, Howard from the Dolphins.
Yeah, he's good. Stephen Gilmore.
Stefan is slowed down just a touch.
Peters.
So, but I'll go Ramsey, Howard, and J.C. Jackson. I think those three can handle him inside or outside. I'm not saying shut him down though. Don't think I'm saying shut him down.
I like Marshawn Lattimore though. I do like Lattimore.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
Lattimore.
lie.
But sometimes he gets twisted around a little bit. You know, so
Yeah.
he can get moved with a good fake. But then again, you know, it's a matter of I've seen him a few times where he's not flipping his hips. Like if he gets faked out to his right, he's doing a complete circle. So that way you can still get him with a triple move, as opposed to rotating his hips. If you open one way and you're getting beat, then you rotate back to close the gap, as opposed to doing a complete circle. So I've seen him do that a couple of times, which is, for me, I hate that technique. I hate it. I've never taught it. And, you know, any guys who've ever worked with me, they'll tell you, coach doesn't hate that. It hates that. You know, it's also the techniques. Like I look for little things like, does he do a T step or does he do the bicycle step when he's coming out of his break? Just little things like that. So, but that's me. I'm very technical. So I know most fans.
I got you, Coach.
Most fans wouldn't even understand that. So.
I understand. Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, I got you, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up, man. But 3.5, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We the marathon champs out this joint. You know what I'm saying? For real, man. I appreciate everybody pulling up. You know, cause it means a lot to me, man. To have people in the community show me support to make me want to go even harder. With this show and with my my channel.
Yeah.
I did the fantasy draft tonight,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a success. And I appreciate everybody for pulling up and everybody for participating in the fantasy draft. And what I'm gonna try to do is at least give you guys some sort of fantasy content. It might not be a live stream. It might not be like a formal setting. Maybe I'll just pop on and give you a little update here and there. But I'm gonna try to keep you guys up to date with the fantasy news as much as I can. Because as I grow, you know, we all grow together. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna definitely hold that down. I'm definitely going to be doing Heart of the City on Tuesdays now. I'm pretty much committed to that. So, you know, you two are my co-hosts along with Jeffy. You know, if you feel up to it, if you can't, that's okay too. You know, it's no big deal. But if you can pop up, you know what I'm saying? And we're going to go around the city and you can get your Knicks spill, your Yankee spill, whatever's on your mind with your team, get it all out.
I got a Knicks spill right now. Tom Tom Thibodeau, if you're listening, play the young players.
There you go. I agree.
Alan Hahn said that already.
I agree.
He said, now that this saga is over with, now you just got to play it, and you didn't give him up. Now you got to play him. But you
right, and I agree with that too. But whatever spill you got, we're gonna do that on this channel. You know what I'm saying? Unpopular opinions. This is what we're about. Voicing our opinions, unfiltered. No matter how crazy or outrageous, because it's the crazy and outrageous takes, the ones that come true and make you look like a genius. So that's why I love what Nimmer said. Evan Neal gonna take the offensive MVP. You know what I'm saying? Giants gonna beat the Titans 35-17.
Coach.
I got it all.
35-17.
I got it all written down here, Nimmer. You know what I'm saying? So when your predictions come true, you can be like, yeah, where I said on Unpopular Opinion Sports Channel, NYG22. So,
NYG, I really hope it does come true. Like, I really
me too, man. That's awesome. I'm a Giants fan, so I hope all that comes true for real. I hope we go to the Super Bowl every year. I hope that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. That's what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can be critical of the team and still be a fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm not rooting for the Giants just because I call them out on some of their bullshit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, I feel
man.
the same way. I did the same thing to Gettleman. I used to be like, what are you doing here, bro? I don't think you're building properly. I feel like Joe Shane knows how to build the team properly. Somewhat. Not somewhat, for definite, actually.
But yeah, we'll probably make this this Friday stream, since it's an open slot, because I've been trying to coordinate with my fellow Big Blue Crew content creators, because I don't want our streams to overlap. So I think this is an open slot. I think we could plug this in and do our little football spill, make this a football show. I did a general show tonight because we had our draft, and I just kind of want to give an NFL preview of where we all stand with the entire league, you know, because the Giants aren't the only ones playing. And then now you get a little peek into the teams that the Giants are playing, if you were paying attention, because who they playing, the AFC South. You scared of any of them teams? Tennessee, Indianapolis, Houston, and Jacksonville?
Nope.
And they play the NFC North. You scared of any of them teams besides maybe Green Bay?
Definitely not.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. You know, this is why I do stuff like this, so you can get insight into not only your team but other teams. So when your team plays that team, you can say, okay, I think we got a shot here. That's why I think we're gonna beat Tennessee week 1. Let's go, New York football fucking Giants, man. Let's do this, man. That being said, man,
35-17 again.
That's 35-17, 11-6 for the season. We all on that bullshit, man. Shout out to G Nation, the big homie Lou.
Actually, I put the record up to 12.
Hey, that's even better, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I hope we go 17-0.
Yeah.
But
that
really being said, like, share, subscribe. And until the next go round, peace.